300 years ago, sudden spatial cracks appeared all over the world, opening doors to countless secret realms. Since then, a host of monsters that only existed in legends spilled out, bringing a horrifying disaster upon humanity. In that crisis, a glimmer of hope emerged. Humans had the chance to awaken professions. The lucky ones with exceptional talent could activate various types of professions. From there, they hunted monsters, explored secret realms, gathered resources, and grew stronger. They were called profession users. Today, at a talent awakening ceremony, the list was read aloud, and the next name echoed Lamlok. Lamlok, a confident time traveler, stepped onto the awakening stage. In his heart surged the belief that he was the most special among ordinary students. Ha ha, those mortals are about to be dazzled, he thought to himself, imagining the moment he would suddenly shine and open a brilliant new chapter in his life. With soaring spirit, he placed his hand on the crystal orb used to identify attributes. Suddenly, a dazzling light burst forth brilliantly like sunlight, stunning the entire audience. Oh my God, this light must be a top-tier combat profession. Lamlok, a normal kid with nothing outstanding. Could it be he's about to soar high? The crowd buzzed. Many enviously exclaimed, how annoying. Admiring to death, Lamlok felt secretly joyful, imagining this moment as a historic milestone marking an era belonging to him. But then the announcement struck like a hammer. Congratulations to Lamlok on successfully awakening as a priest. A support profession in the healing category rated D rank. The entire audience fell silent for a moment, then erupted into whispers. Priest, are you kidding? Isn't that the job that heals, treats abnormal states like a nanny? Someone shouted, yes, exactly, the nanny job. But isn't this profession usually awakened only by girls? How can there be a male priest? Lamlok heard the rumors and felt a bitter sensation rise inside. The nickname Mother Male lingered in his head, making him want to disappear and step down from the stage. He bowed his head, looking dejected as if he had lost his whole world. His close friends hurried over to console him. Don't be sad anymore. Being a priest isn't bad compared to jobs like cooking or sweeping. It's much better. Most people can't even awaken to any profession. Besides, support professions are rare. The nanny is the one the whole team protects. Lucky you. A mischievous friend cut in with a loud laugh. Mom Lamb, nurse me so I can feel the greatness of your heart. Lamlok turned purple with anger and growled, Want to feel my heart, huh? Fine, wait until the day you get injured and need me to heal you. I swear I'll let you bleed out to death. Hearing that the friends were startled and trembled, not daring to tease anymore. Serious wounds are like a death sentence, but with a priest nearby, it's like having a lifeline. People often say that befriending a priest is like gaining an extra life. But if you accidentally anger the priest, just a little trick during healing could cause that person to die without knowing why. Got it, behave, and it'll be better. Lamlok mischievously glanced at his friends, nodding in agreement. Also, don't call me Mother Male. Calling me Male Nanny sounds better. He thought to himself, profession ranks are divided into S, A, B, C, D, and I landed at D, the lowest rank. And it's a support profession. Rising high in one step is nothing but being the foundation for others to soar. Suddenly a voice rang out from the corner of the room. Ha ha, Lok, don't be discouraged. Later I'll form a group with you to kill monsters and level up. The speaker was Lamlok's friend, a C-rank magma engineer. Lamlok smirked sarcastically. So it's a male nanny and a chunk of meat forming a group to be punching bags for monsters. Just then, the talent awakening stone on the stage suddenly emitted a dazzling light so bright both had to shield their eyes. What kind of blinding light is that? Who is it? The crowd buzzed. Then an announcement sounded. Lien Diep Ngung successfully awakened the soul profession Snow Maiden rank A. The entire auditorium erupted in praise. No wonder she's the beauty queen, Lien Diep Ngung. Awakening to an A-rank profession is no surprise. Her academic achievements were already top-notch. Another person smirked boastfully enough already. What does awakening based on luck have to do with appearance or achievements? Lamlok looked at Lien Diep Ngung, stepping down, her eyes sparkling like stars, unable to help but silently praise, truly dazzling. He turned to her and said loudly, That's great, Diep Ngung. With this profession, you can choose any university in the country. Lien Diep Ngung smiled and replied, Thank you, teacher. The ceremony continued. The teacher called each person's name. Vuong Dong failed to awaken. Trung Nin failed to awaken. Chu Lam successfully awakened to the profession of life chef. Lilak failed to awaken. Hearing the continuous announcements, Lamlok muttered, It's all fate. He opened his attribute panel, which only he could see, to check his skills, but froze at first glance. What is this? Cracking skill. What the hell is a mutated skill? Never heard of it before. He carefully read the description. Cracking skill, a mutated skill that tears the target apart in an instant. Ignores 50 to 100% of the target's defense. Causes bleeding wounds and extreme pain, like the wound healing skill but with the exact opposite effect. If wound healing helps heal and soothe pain, this one clearly salts the wound. What kind of skill is this? It doesn't resemble a pastor skill at all, Lam Lak muttered, his mind tangled in confusion. But at his current rank, Lam Lak was still too weak with no skill points to activate new skills. He silently wondered how the cracking skill would look when used. Then an idea suddenly flashed in his mind. Wait a minute. If my original skill is wound healing and it mutated into cracking, doesn't that mean I can mutate other skills too? Without hesitation, he pulled out his phone and quickly searched for skill books, excited inside to try at least once. Duongthan, his close friend, saw him fiddling with his phone and curiously asked Lam Lak, "What are you doing?" Lam Lak replied shortly, eyes sparkling. "Of course, buying skill books." Duongthan burst out laughing. "Damn, almost forgot you're still a wealthy second gen hiding low." He suddenly remembered and asked further. "I recall. Your life profession is navigator, right? Traveling all year round. Have you been home lately?" Lam Lak shook his head calmly. "Not yet. My mom contacts me every 3 months. She's probably in Phone 10 now." Hai said after this trip he'd rest for a month. Time flies fast. The awakening ceremony gradually ended. Teacher Lai Du stepped up with a resonant voice. "Now I announce the career awakening session is over. Everyone can go home. Congratulations to those who have successfully awakened. For those who haven't or only awakened, life professions, don't be discouraged. The road ahead is still long." Hearing this, Lam Lak said nothing and hurriedly dashed out through a shortcut. Duongthan called out, surprised. "Lam Lak, why are you running so fast?" He simply replied with determination. "Something urgent. I can't stop thinking about the 2 skill books I just bought. I have to get home quickly and see what they mutate into." The friends watched his silhouette fade away silently, thinking Lam Lak must be upset about only awakening as a pastor. Back home, the package had already been delivered. The delivery person reminded him to give a 5-star rating. Lam Lak nodded, hugged the 2 skill books into the house, his heart burning with excitement. One was blood restoration skill, the other was Tran Tin skill. He immediately opened the interface to begin learning skills. His attribute panel vibrated as the 2 new skills were gradually absorbed, but instead of materializing, they began distorting and transforming into a completely new form. This time it really appeared, he muttered anxiously, waiting. Moments later, a notification appeared, level 1 blood, burning a mutated skill that suddenly raises the target's blood temperature by 25 degrees, instantly causing widespread internal injuries that put the target into negative states such as sluggishness, coma, and nausea. A second skill also displayed level 1 agony enhancement, a mutated skill that causes the target to suffer double the pain. Lam Lak widened his eyes in disbelief. Raising blood temperature. Isn't that causing a fever? Fever naturally causes sluggishness, dizziness, nausea. Combined with blood loss from the sweating skill and double pain from agony enhancement, he muttered, imagining the enemy writhing in agony. Inside, Lam Lak's heart burned with excitement, thinking he never expected to have the ability to mutate skills with such special powers. Let's see who still dares to call me a nanny now. Immersed in joy, his phone suddenly vibrated with a message. Teacher Lai Du just added him to the training group. Scrolling through the list, he saw Lei Diep, Ngung Dung Tung, and others. It turns out all the students who awakened their professions today were added to this group. Ms. Li Du messaged, "Attention. All students, you have 10 days of rest. After 10 days, we will gather at the training tower for an assessment. During this time, the school will organize combat profession students to train outside. We hope everyone actively participates to quickly raise their rank in preparation for the test. Those who want to act freely or have their own plans will be provided with special training locations." Lam Lak read the news with a smirk creeping onto his lips. He. "The exam is in 10 days. Then I'll show them who dares to mess with this nursemaid. I'll take them all on alone." Thinking about the scene that would shock everyone, he couldn't help but get excited. In another corner of the gym, 2 girls were chatting. Lei Diep Ngung's close friend teased her. "Diep Ngung, why do you look so unhappy? Are you worried about Lam Lak Diep?" Ngung blushed and turned away awkwardly. No, don't talk nonsense. I'm far from worried." Her close friend laughed loudly. "You still want to fool me?" Your eyes are practically glued to him already. Deep Ngung, You have to think carefully. Things aren't like before. You awakened an A-rank profession and can get into top schools, but Lum Lak will have a hard time catching up. The gap between you two will only grow bigger. If you want to express yourself, better hurry. Deep Ngung shyly stammered. You didn't even finish your sentence. Zung Hao Nian An. Our rank demon swordsman came over sweating and called out loudly. Diep Ngung, I heard you also awakened an A-rank profession that's great. Which school are you planning to apply to? Can you tell me? Her close friend standing nearby thought quietly. Dung Hao Nian pursued Deep Ngung back in first grade. Now he's an awakened A-rank demon swordsman. Many say they're a perfect match, but Deep Ngung's attitude is the real key. Lin Diep Ngung frowned coldly. Dung Hao Nian, my name is Lin Diep Ngung. Use my full name. Her close friend smiled quietly. Clearly that was a blunt refusal with no chance given. Deep Ngung pulled her friend's hand decisively and continued. Also, which university I apply to is my business and has nothing to do with you. After saying that, she pulled her friend away. Dung Hao Nian stood there, his eyes darkening as he muttered with contempt for the self-righteous, What you think? I don't know. You secretly wrote love letters to Lum Lak. That guy's just a D-rank pastor. Who cares? There will be plenty of chances later. If you don't leave me some face, don't blame me for not showing mercy. Dung Hao Nian clenched his teeth, his eyes flashing with bitterness, licking his lips like a hungry predator, looking toward the disappearing figure of Lin Diep Ngung. The scene shifted to the Rat Demon Plains, a small town in the northwest, shrouded by a mysterious mist, hiding countless cunning and fierce demon rats ranging in size from tiny to monstrous. The monster levels here range from 1 to 20, perfect for newcomers who just awakened their professions. To train and level up, so many beginners like Lum Lak flocked to this place. He glanced around, calculating silently. Low-level monsters close to home. Convenient transportation. Testing mutation skills here while killing monsters and leveling up is just perfect. Around them, people were lively forming teams. A loud voice rang out, Elite Squad of 5 heading to the Rat Demon Plains, requiring level 5 and above combat professions like warriors and technicians, preferred well-equipped members given priority. Still missing a nursemaid here. At that moment, a strong-looking young woman approached. Lum Lak smiled, asking the boy who looked about the age of the woman's niece. You must be a newly awakened student, right? It's dangerous here. Want to team up with me? I can protect you. Lum Lak smiled and shook his head to refuse. Thanks for the offer, but I just want to act alone. Saying that, he decisively walked away. Another man stepped up curiously, asking the woman, Sister Than, what did you say to that kid? Sister Than smiled lightly. Met a pretty interesting kid. I wanted to protect him, but he didn't want that. The other man snorted. That brat really doesn't know his place. Tons of weaklings die in the Rat Demon Plains all the time, and he survived. Sister Than shook her head, her eyes sparkling. Usually newcomers going out for the first time are excited, full of hope. But his eyes were unusually calm, both confident and composed. That kind of calm is rare. The other man shrugged. Anyway, he's just a background note. Tiu Hak has located the special monster's coordinates already. Let's go, don't let others snatch it. Both turned and quickly disappeared from sight. The deeper into the Rat Demon Plains, the livelier the atmosphere became. Groups of players engaged in fierce battles with the demon rats. Someone shouted, voice full of frustration, The attack power of this corrupted rat is really high. I got bitten once and lost half my health already. Another guy yelled loudly, Where's the meat? Hurry up and stop it! We've struggled until we're crippled. It'd be so embarrassing if it escapes. Both grown men, drenched in sweat, struggled to deal with a pathetic-looking rat that made others want to laugh. From behind a giant tree, Lum Lak quietly observed the corrupted rat gnawing on the meat. He opened the info panel, corrupted rat level 2. Skills, bite and tear, bloodsuck, disease spreader. Creature trait affected by demonic energy, becoming evil and bloodthirsty. When their numbers exceed 1,000, they form a terrifying rat tide. He thought to himself, even though it's just a newbie monster, the attributes of these rats still surpass those of normal classes. No wonder everyone has to form a team. Let's try the mutation skill first. He grabbed a stick and aimed straight at the rat, casting the water sweat spell. In the blink of an eye, the rat seemed torn apart, shattered into pieces. System notification sounded, You have killed a level 2 corrupted rat, gained 60 experience points. Lam Lak widened his eyes and muttered, "Wow, is this mutation skill really this strong? Normal combat classes still struggle, yet a priest like me defeated it in an instant." Excited, he scanned for another rat. This time it was a bigger one. He had to try the second skill. He cast Bloodburn. The rat immediately flared up as if on fire, its blood boiling and rapidly drying up before collapsing. System notification. You have killed a level 3 corrupted rat, gained 60 experience points. He chuckled quietly. Damage isn't as fast as the splitting spell, but causes continuous blood loss. It died before I could get close. Plus solo monster kill experience is really generous. Another notification sounded. You have leveled up to level 11. Fixed 4 attribute stats increased by 1. Received 4 free attribute points. Lam Lak opened the system panel for a thorough check. Not bad. If this were a higher level or hidden class, the attribute points would be even more, but for a D-rank priest like me, this is fine. He thought, skill effectiveness, casting speed, and number of casts for a priest all depend on spirit, so I'll put all my points into spirit. Decision made, he continued hunting monsters, feeling excited. These 2 mutation skills feel awesome to use. I just have to try the last one. He found another rat this time, standing closer, and cast the Agony Boost spell. The rat looked confused with no sign of pain. Lam Lak frowned. Strange, could this skill be useless? But at that moment, the rat spotted him and growled, charging to attack. He was startled and thought, no Agony Boost only doubles the sensation of pain. If it's not in pain yet, of course the skill has no effect. Without hesitation, he dodged and simultaneously cast Water Sweat. In an instant, the rat shattered, blood splattering everywhere. Lam Lak breathed a sigh of relief and thought, skills have to be used in the right combo. Looking at the white bones left of the corrupted rat, he shook his head regretfully. Water Sweat is so strong the rat dies instantly. There's not even a chance to use Agony Boost. Seems like this move is only suitable for bosses. Without hesitation, he ventured deeper into the rat demon plains, targeting higher-level monsters. System notification sounded. You have killed a level 10 giant corrupted rat, gained 888 experience points. He kept sweeping through the rat horde, but still wasn't satisfied. Killing as he went, experience accumulated quickly. System notified again, you have reached level 10. Fixed 4 attribute stats increased by 1. Received 4 free attribute points. Received 1 skill point. You can unlock new skills. Lam Lak felt thrilled. Solo monster hunting is really satisfying. Only 6 days and I'm already level 10 plus skill points to unlock new dimensions. He opened the skill panel and looked at the 3 current mutation skills, thinking, all top-notch skills, I want to learn them all. But skill points are limited, and skills on the skill tree require specific levels and points to learn, not as simple as skill books. Skill points are rare. Besides, leveling up 10 times the only ways are killing bosses or finding treasures in secret realms. Lost in thought, he muttered, acute gastritis and enteritis? What kind of skill sounds so interesting? I'm a priest but have such a cruel move. I have to try it right away. Suddenly, a sharp, piercing squeak rang out. A giant rat charged forward. An info panel appeared. Giant Haunted Rat Leader, level 15. Skills, biting and tearing, blood-sucking disease infection, summoning rat swarms. The strongest creature in the Haunted Rat Pack, controlled by dark energy. Lam Lak smirked. Didn't expect to run into a boss. Probably because I killed too many rats, it noticed me. As the rat swung its sharp claw to strike, he dodged and simultaneously cast the water perspiration spell. In the blink of an eye, one of the boss's arms exploded and completely vanished. It screamed in pain and bounced back against a large tree trunk. Lam Lak sneered. Not bad. No wonder it's a skill that ignores defense. Without stopping, he unleashed a combo of bloodburn and pain amplification spells. The rat immediately let out a pitiful scream, its blood-boiling body writhing in extreme agony. Lam Lak watched in astonishment. Good heavens, this is a level 15 boss. Usually it takes a whole team of 10 level 10 profession players to take it down yet. My mutated skill is this strong. At this rate, just 2 more moves and I can just sit back and loot its corpse. From the dense bushes, a laugh echoed. Ha ha, lucky break. The giant haunted rat boss only has a little health left. A group of aggressive young men stepped out. The leader shouted at Lam Lak, even scavengers like us can get good stuff like this. All the little monsters in this area are already taken by our Tin High Guild. If you don't scram, I'll deal with you too. Lamlak glanced at the group, his eyes fearless, smirking calmly. Is that so? He leisurely made room, sat in a corner, put on his headphones, listened to music, and observed the aggressive youths charging at the boss. One guy yelled, "Everyone be careful. Even though this giant rat has little health left, it's still not easy to handle. Don't just stand there with your arms crossed." But in the midst of battle, one worriedly said to the captain, "Captain, compared to the monster, I'm more worried about that kid over there. Even though he's being cautious and stepping aside, he doesn't look like he means well." The captain turned around, caught Lamlak waving with a mysterious smile. No one knew he had silently cast acute gastritis and enteritis spells, slowly infiltrating the bodies of everyone in the Tin Hai Guild group. The group was still fighting fervently. One guy roared, "Unless he wants to die, who dares mess with the Tin Hai Guild?" "Quickly stop the rat, it's about to attack." But suddenly, the whole group clutched their stomachs, bodies writhing, choking, and gagging sounds echoed. One groaned, "Wait a moment, my stomach hurts so much." He yelled, "I can't hold it anymore." A horrifying scene unfolded, torn pants everywhere, bullets flying, a strong stench spreading. The others also couldn't escape their fate, all screaming, "My stomach hurts so bad, oh no!" A girl in the group blushed and screamed, "Captain, don't look this way." Damn it, in the chaos, the stench distracted everyone. The giant rat took the chance to counterattack its sharp claws, knocking down several people. One guy shouted, "Danger! We got distracted by the stench." At this moment, Lamlak casually took off his headphones and stepped forward, smiling. "Everyone let it all out together. Who hasn't had a leaky valve before?" It turned out he was the one who activated the acute gastritis and enteritis spells, causing the group's disaster. The rat saw Lamlak and trembled as if facing a natural enemy. The Tin Hai Guild members in unbearable pain crawled away, seeking a place to relieve themselves. One groaned, "I'm in so much pain, about to explode." Lamlak smirked. "Now it's time to finish this." He unleashed a combo of pain amplification spell combined with crack spell. A series of explosions caused the group and the rat to scream in extreme pain before collapsing. Lamlak leisurely walked to the boss's corpse, picked up the loot, thinking, in the end, the fisherman still benefits the most. The system notification echoed relentlessly in his mind. "You have defeated the giant haunted rat leader, gained 16th and 700 experience points, leveled up to 11 fixed attribute points, increased by 1 in all 4 directions, received 4 free attribute points." He looked at the loot dropped from the boss, eyes shining brightly, including equipment and skill books. The system continued to notify, "You received giant demon rat fur, giant demon rat fangs, demon rat eyes, and skill books." Lamlak muttered, "Normally wilderness kills only drop materials. The drop rate for equipment is already low. Skill books are as rare as 1 in 1,000. Maybe because I solo, the drop rate is better." He picked up the ring with the demon rat eye, examining the accessory that increased spirit recovery speed by 2 agility by 1, and a passive skill that boosts spirit recovery speed by 5%. After putting it on, he thought silently, "This suits me perfectly. Spirit effectiveness is exactly what a priest needs, but the passive skill hasn't mutated. Maybe the equipment isn't affected or passive skills can't mutate." Then he picked up the skill book, excited to see what it was just when he needed a new skill. He opened it. Information appeared. Disease spread. Restricted to mage, priest, preacher, alchemist classes. Requires spirit 12. Disease spread effect poisons enemies in range. Deals damage and reduces magic defense. Without hesitation, he learned it immediately. System notification. You have learned a skill. The skill has mutated into the Black Death disease, a temporary effect. Spreads the Black Death disease on targets or areas. Can control outbreak timing freely. Skill bearers can remove the disease anytime. Lamlak cast the Black Death, also known as the Plague Rat disease, highly contagious, once causing a pandemic that killed over 10,000 people, rivaling the plague. Though currently only level 1, not yet destructive, it cannot be underestimated. Combined with the pain enhancement technique, creating a deadly plague outbreak is within reach. He put the remaining materials into his space bag, thinking, "Keep them for now. They'll be useful later." Suddenly, a cracking sound came from the air, startling Lamlak to look up. The space cracked. "This is a secret realm." A gate appeared. Information displayed, "Secret realm. Red altar. Difficulty hard level requirement. 10 to 15, maximum 10. Adventurers allowed." Secret realm features large amounts of monsters and treasure equipment. Complete the secret realm mission and it disappears. The gate locks until those inside quit, die, or clear the challenge. The 4 secret realms always hold rewards far more valuable than dungeons, so whenever one appears, adventurers fiercely compete for it. Secret realms are divided into 4 difficulty levels: normal, hard, nightmare, and hell. The higher the difficulty, the greater the rewards. For the Red Altar. Secret realm at hard difficulty. Lam Lok muttered, "I can't clear this alone easily, but if I look for teammates now, by the time we return, it might belong to someone else." He smirked, eyes flashing determination. "Wealth in danger, I'll take the risk." Without hesitation, he unlocked the gate and entered. Whether it's a blessing or a curse, only trying will tell. Shortly after, a group of people walked by, chatting animatedly. A young man cheered, "Ha ha, Sister Than. This trip went great. Didn't expect to get a job transfer coupon." Sister Than smiled. "This time, it's thanks to everyone. I transferred 10,000 yuan into each of your accounts. After the transfer succeeds, there will be bigger rewards." Suddenly, she noticed the secret realm gate eyes lighting up. "That's the secret realm entrance, and it looks like it just appeared recently." The youths laughed out loud. "We're rich now. Didn't expect to find a secret realm here, so lucky." Someone approached to examine it and then said regretfully, "Too bad the highest level of this secret realm is 15, and we're all above 30, so we can't enter." Another shrugged. "No problem, just sell it for cash. A newbie secret realm on the black market goes for 3,000,000. Sister Than suddenly spoke firmly. 4,000,000. Everyone split it. I want this secret realm." The group was stunned. Someone quickly cautioned her, "Don't buy so fast. We don't know if anyone's inside." Sister Than shook her head confidently. "I've observed only a few low-level newbies around. Whoever dares enter is basically seeking death. My niece just awakened her class and is almost level 10. This secret realm is the perfect gift for her, one of the secret realms." The system notification sounded in Lam Lak's mind, activating the main mission: clear all monsters in the cave. Destroy the Red Altar. Briefly, this cave was originally a sacred worship site of the lizard people from another dimension, but was completely corrupted by demonic energy 100 years ago. The lizard people living here were all demon-possessed and turned into monsters driven only to kill. Lam Lak hid to the side, watching the monsters, thinking normally secret realms require mission completion to clear, but this mission isn't simple at all. He opened the monster info panel: demon-possessed lizard skill only charge attack. Summary. The lizard men infected by demonic energy become evil and bloodthirsty. Their bodies are strong, but they have an innate fear of magic. Lam Lak silently analyzed their attributes, and bloodline rival that of the giant rat spirit leader. Yet these are just minor monsters. Luckily, their weak spirits are just as described, not good at resisting magic. Suddenly, 2 demon-possessed lizards spotted him growling to warn their kin. He muttered, "These monsters are really sharp, I've been spotted." Without hesitation, he ran while shouting, "All of you stop right there for me!" He cast a powerful water skill combined with acute gastritis and enteritis. One lizard immediately exploded into pieces while the other writhed in pain from the intestinal inflammation and collapsed in agony. He quickly covered his nose, grimacing. So foul, truly cold-blooded creatures living in damp, dark caves. This smell alone could send someone to heaven. He glanced at the vast cave, the air stifling with no breeze. Using acute enteritis might suffocate me before I clear the monsters I need to switch skills. He dashed out of the stinky part of the cave, preparing to use another skill. Outside, a team was guarding the entrance to the secret realm strictly. Sister Than, who rented the secret realm and hired elite bodyguards, ensured no one could trespass. Ms. Lion's granddaughter, Diep Ngung, cheerfully showed off, "Auntie, look, this is a Hun Kwang kitten I found in the gloomy forest. It's super cute and even knows how to love perfect as a pet." Sister Than smiled. "So adorable. By the way, I found a secret realm that's a perfect birthday gift for you." She pointed toward the secret realm gate and continued, "The bodyguards are all level 15 elites from the clan. Having them with you means you're not only safe, but will gain a lot." The guards shouted in unison, "We vow to guarantee absolute safety for Miss Diep Ngung with our lives." Diep Ngung shyly replied, "That's fine," but thought secretly, I actually want to form my own team, but since this is her good intention, refusing wouldn't be polite. Sister Than added, "This secret realm is for newbies, but outsiders might cause trouble, so enter quickly." Diepngung obeyed and stepped toward the gate, but when she touched it, an invisible force pushed her back. Luckily, Sister Than caught her in time. The guards worriedly asked, "Sister Than, is there already someone inside the secret realm? Can anyone else get in? Which team raided first?" Sister Than frowned and muttered, "Probably some newbie soldier accidentally got lost inside. No worries, just wait for him to die, then we'll go in." She cursed silently. "Damn, my level is too high to enter. Didn't expect someone's already inside." Outside the secret realm, Diepngung held her aching arm from being pushed back by the gate full of suspicion. Who on earth is in there? Meanwhile, inside the cave, Lam Lak was still fighting fiercely. He cast the Black Death Burst spell, causing a level 15 demon lizard to collapse immediately. System notification. You have killed a level 15 demon lizard, earning 1,740 experience points. You received a demon lizard tooth, raising your rank to level 12, one fixed 4-dimensional attribute, increased by 1 and 4 free attribute points. Lam Lak smiled brightly. No wonder this secret realm monster is tough. The rewards are generous. I've leveled up twice in no time. He advanced deeper into the cave, silently analyzing the power of Black Death lies in its speed of spread and instant outbreak capability. Since I control it in the wild where monsters are scattered, this skill might be less effective due to slow spread, but in a cramped cave with dense monsters it spreads fast like sowing seeds. Heh, just lying still would level me up, but he suddenly frowned. The problem is I can't rush straight into the elites. One hit from each and I'm done for. The best way is to find a host to carry the infection deep inside. Just then he spotted a giant demon lizard. The info panel popped up: white demon lizard level 15. Strength 35, Constitution 38, Speed 11, Spirit 4, Health 500. Skill Great Charge Gold, Shining, Long-Lasting. Summary: a mutated race of demon lizard, very strong. Its rough skin provides extremely high physical defense, but it still fears magic. Lam Lak smirked. The white lizard's an elite monster. Perfect target, you. He cast the Black Death Burst spell aimed straight at the infected monster. The white lizard suddenly froze, body trembling. The nearby ones looked confused. One asked the leader what was wrong. "Why does it look constipated?" The white lizard growled, "It just smells bad. Let's keep patrolling." Lam Lak hid behind a rock, chuckling as if watching a good show. The lizards continued moving, unaware the infection was spreading. He muttered about the Black Death: 1 lays, 2 lays, 2 lays, 4 lays, 8. No mistake. This is exponential infection. They have no hygiene habits. When they see wounds, they just think it's dirt. He sensed the pathogen had spread to every corner, whispering that the moment had come to begin. Lam Lak raised his hand. His deep, powerful voice said, "Black Death outbreak. Go." As soon as the words ended, an invisible explosion radiated from the cave center like a deadly storm, sweeping everything away. 4 packs of demon lizards were petrified and fell all at once without reacting. Not understanding why he died, the system kept notifying, "You have killed a level 15 demon lizard. Received 1,740 experience points." With the white demon lizard, the notification was even more impressive. Received 150 experience points. The notification sounds kept ringing, leaving Lam Lak amazed. His rank shot up like a rocket. The system confirmed his rank increased to level 13. His 4 fixed attributes each increased by 1. Received 4 free attribute points. Notifications continued until his rank reached level 18. He widened his eyes. In just a few minutes, he leveled up 6 times. No wonder this secret realm is untouched by new soldiers. Generous experience indeed. Walking past the pile of monster corpses, he noticed a few white demon lizards still struggling to resist. Their eyes glowed fiercely, though their bodies trembled from poison. He muttered, "Still alive, truly elite monsters." But when his gaze landed on a standout monster, he was startled. The info panel appeared: Pink Demon Lizard Overlord Bak Ngan. A corrupted creature, weak and severely ill, level 20. Strength 25, Constitution 48, Speed 14, Spirit 52, Health 3, 200 out of 4, 800. Skills: Healing with Fire, Blood, Attack, Spirit Attack, Blood, Binding, Beast Alchemy, Spiritual Flame. Brief summary. The demon lizard leader, long corrupted by demonic energy, awakened intellect guarding the pink altar. Lamlak exclaimed. Not an elite monster, but a boss. It was about to use a healing skill. Not giving the boss a chance to recover, he unleashed a spell, shattering one of its arms. Blood splattered everywhere, along with painful screams. He sneered. While you're sick, I'll take your life. Next, he launched a combo of water spells to burn its blood and pain-amplifying magic. The boss howled miserably, unable to heal, in time collapsing dead. Lamlak panted, relieved the boss wasn't too tough or he'd be done for. Killing monsters non-stop and taking down the boss drained enormous energy, but there was no time to rest. A few white demon lizards, still alive, struggled to stand and hissed as they charged at him. He muttered, I have to clear these elites first, then destroy the altar. Suddenly he sensed something unusual. Wait! The elites were gathering around the boss as if sacrificing themselves. The white demon lizards lunged in like they were being swallowed, causing the boss's body to shake. They charged at him at a dizzying speed. Watching the white demon lizards merge into the boss's corpse to form a gigantic entity. Lamlak was disgusted, thinking they're corpse eaters forming a fusion. This feels ominous. The boss had now transformed into a massive body. The info panel appeared White Demon Lizard Altar Master Bizarre Pink. Corrupted Creature Level 21. Strength 40, Constitution 49, Speed 14, Spirit 27, Health 8, 900. Skills: Blood Hunt, Boiling Blood, Spirit Attack, Blood, Binding Beast, Alchemy. Summary: the white demon lizard, corrupted by demonic energy and Black Death, in a rage swallowed the leader's corpse, creating a fragile balance and becoming a stronger entity. Lamlak frowned. This stat and skill set, both melee and mage, is way over the line, bro. Besides, I've used too much energy. It's hard to keep casting skills continuously. Before he could think more, the boss roared, You hateful human, die! Bloodchain slammed to the ground, raising a cloud of dust. Luckily, he dodged quickly, silently, telling himself to recover his status first, or he wouldn't stand a chance. He hurriedly took a mana potion from his space bag and drank a quick gulp, while the dust obscured his vision. But the giant boss immediately detected him. It charged with a melee attack, slamming him hard and sending Lamlak flying. The mana potion in his hand shattered. He gritted his teeth. Damn it, not giving me a single chance. From a distance, the boss switched to mage skills and cast Bloodbinding. Blood strands shot wildly, forcing him to dodge while grabbing another mana potion to drink on the run for recovery. Recovering some energy, he shouted, Black Death Plague, go! The boss thought he was targeting it and tried to dodge, but the skill hit a nearby zombie instead. The spreading pathogen corroded the corpse, making the boss even more furious. It growled and charged at him with a melee attack. Lamlak smirked, dodging easily. It's okay because I wasn't aiming for you. He continued running, repeatedly casting the Black Death Plague on other zombies lined up. Black Death Plague. Black Death Plague. While running in circles, he spread the pathogen wider as the boss frantically chased without realizing it was being surrounded. After a while of running and casting, Lamlak was panting, nearly exhausted. Although his health was nearly gone, his mana was temporarily restored as expected by the mana potion. The boss, though heavily injured, still growled as if trying to speak. Despite being wounded, it drank a recovery potion but didn't cast a single skill on us. But Lamlak only heard loud, unintelligible noises. He smirked. Though I don't understand what you're saying, just look at that confident, sure win look of yours. Take a look around first. He pointed to the heaps of lizard god corpses piled on the ground. He continued, When fighting you, I risked everything to spread the Black Death Plague. The target wasn't you, but these corpses. The boss only realized this now, but it was too late. He sneered, The disease in those corpses has reached its peak concentration. Now all my mana will focus on one move. What will happen if all these corpses explode in a plague feast? He raised his hand and shouted the spell, Water Blast Explosion. Make all the infected corpses I planted with the Black Death Plague explode simultaneously. The boss was moving and attacking on the infected corpses for a long time. Countless chunks of flesh and blood splattered onto it, carrying the pathogen, breaking the fragile balance in its body. He laughed scornfully. No matter how strong you are, you're only a temporary mutant. The blood and flesh stuck on you is enough to destroy you. A thunderous explosion erupted. The boss shattered like a brilliant firework, marking Lamlak's victory. System notification. You have killed the White Lizard God Priest. Earned 2 skill points. Level increased to 20. One fixed 4-dimensional attribute increased by 1. Earned 4 free attribute points. 1 skill point. A pile of loot hovered in front of you. You received a staff along with the Crimson Star Gold Meteor Staff. Lamlak threw himself on the generous rewards. The meteor staff isn't a perfect fit, but this staff is definitely a treasure. The four of them checked the info of the staff and the golden crimson star. Spirit +8. Magic, critical rate, plus 15%. Attached skill. Bloodthirst active skill that consumes mana to increase attack speed by 10%. Speed +8%. Health reduced by 12%, lasts 120 seconds. 2 ancestor summons actively summon lizard god warriors with 80% of users' total attributes. Up to 9. Golden meteor hammer. Strength +5, constitution +3. Attached skill. Heavy hammer. Active skill that deals damage in a 5 mm radius with a chance to stun. With the new skill point just received, Lamlak faced 2 choices. Mental disorder. Level 1, a mutant skill causing targets to lose consciousness briefly and attack wildly around them. And Aloha answer level 1, a mutant skill causing targets to forget or misremember their skills, creating a chance for magical counterattacks. He muttered level 20 and still new skills to learn. This skill point comes at the perfect time. He pointed to the skill branch and smiled bitterly. Aloha answer, why are my skills getting crazier and crazier? Oh well, just pick it. I still have 1 skill point left, might as well upgrade flu. He glanced at the loot from the monsters he hadn't picked up yet, thinking about how selling all this stuff could earn quite a bit. He checked each zombie corpse and then gathered them all into his space bag. Then he activated the new skill from the staff along with the Crimson Star to summon ancestors. Instantly, 9 lizard god warriors appeared, each possessing 80% of his total attributes. Watching them smash the rocks and break the path, he laughed with satisfaction. Oh wow, these dragon warriors really are an elite workforce. Among the broken stones, a sparkling item fell out. He picked it up to inspect a special enchanted talisman. Effect 1. All stats increase by 1 when kept in the inventory. Effect 2. The enchantment allows the owner to absorb the breath of the otherworld and monster souls to upgrade the talisman. Currently, the rank is insufficient to use or further investigate. He threw the item, it can evolve. This is the best loot in this secret realm. Immediately after the system announcement rang out, you have completed all tasks in the secret realm. Reward 100,000 experience points. Level increased to 24. 1 fixed 4-dimensional attribute increased by 4. Received 16 free attribute points. Received 10,000 gold coins. Medal of the 10th Word. Resurrection. Clear memory. Unique career change book. Nicknamed the Pioneer. 2 skill points. Lamlak widened his eyes, heart burning. 100,000 experience points jumped 4 levels instantly. And so many top-tier rewards. Medal of the 10th Word. Resurrection. Career change book plus the nickname the Pioneer. This secret realm really is a gold mine. Lamlak read the information of the newly acquired items, feeling excited. The unique career change book activates a hidden career change quest related to the current profession requiring level 30 or above. Clear memory is a special item creating a bilateral contract bound by the clear memory rules. Violating the contract will be punished by clear memory. Medal of the 10th Word. Resurrection is a special item that consumes a small amount of health to activate. Allows 1 resurrection after death. He thought silently all top-tier items, especially the medal, really are life insurance. Outside the secret realm, Sister Than and her group were still guarding, waiting for those inside, meaning Lamlak to fail or die. Suddenly, the secret realm's gate opened. Lamlak stepped out, looking tired but alive. A guard shouted, "The secret realm opened, someone came out, surely they failed." Sister Than frowned. "I don't know which team robbed us ahead." She was stunned. What, only 1 person? She reassured herself. Surely the teammates all died and only he survived. Sister Than approached, recognizing Lamlak with sympathy. "I remember you now. You're the younger brother I met last time, right? The most pitiful child. I thought your teammates all died, leaving you alone. But every profession needs to accumulate experience. You have to be strong." Lamlak had just stepped out, still confused by what everyone was saying. "What are you all talking about?" Suddenly a familiar voice rang out. "Lamlak, is that you?" He turned to see Lien Diepngung, her eyes full of worry. "You're still seriously injured like this. This secret realm is very dangerous for rookies. Where are your teammates? What would we do if something happened to you?" Lamlak scratched his head and forced a smile. "I fought alone. I didn't have any teammates. Anyway, whatever happens later, just do what you have to do. I have things to do, I'm leaving now. He thought to himself he needed to quickly sell the loot from the secret realm to make some money first. Deep Ngung saw him leave and hurried to follow. Hey Lam Lok, wait for me. The guards watched and said, follow. Is that kid really the big Mrs. Friend? Another nodded apparently, so the young lady is too naive. Hopefully she won't be fooled. Another scoffed. He's still bragging about fighting alone. Who would believe that? Sister Than finally spoke sternly. Deep Ngung's friendship is her own business. Quickly guard the entrance to the secret realm and don't let anyone snoop around. But as soon as she finished, the secret realm gate trembled and slowly disappeared. A guard panicked. This is bad? The entrance to the secret realm just vanished on its own. Sister Than was stunned, looking at Lam Lok, murmuring, how could this be? Could that kid really have gone in alone and even cleared all the monsters and completed the secret realm? She couldn't believe it, but the undeniable truth was right in front of her. Lien Deep Ngung ran after him, calling loudly, Hey Lam Lak, wait for me. He turned wearily and asked, what is it? She hurriedly explained with a worried tone, afraid he would misunderstand. Those people are just bodyguards I hired to protect me. They don't trust you, but I trust you and know you're not lying. Lam Lak smiled softly. It's okay, I don't hold it against them. Deep Ngung shyly added, that's good then. Lam Lak in the team competition. Can I be on your team? He thought the exam was divided into two types, team and individual. The team consists of 3 people attacking the training tower scored based on the number of floors cleared. The individual challenges in the arena. Performing well not only gets you selected by top universities, but also earns special rewards. He saw her hesitation. But I'm only a level D pastor, you surely have better options. Deep Ngung shook her head and said, no, I want to form a team with you. It's more comfortable playing with someone I know. He thought to himself that this invitation felt kind of odd, but since she was so enthusiastic it wouldn't be right to refuse. He nodded, okay then. The scene shifted to Lam Lok's house where he sat checking the items he had just sold. From the secret realm loot he earned over 50,000 yuan, equivalent to his mom's annual salary. The scary part about being a professional is this: in just 1 week he made a huge sum, he thought to himself in amazement. Just then the door opened and Dung Tun stepped in shouting, An Lak, you're finally back! Where have you been these past few days? Why haven't you been leveling up with the teacher? I thought you were dead. Lam Lok snorted lightly. You're the one who's dead. You didn't come here to invite me, right? He pointed to the box on the table. Here, this is for you. Dung Tun opened it wide-eyed. Holy crap! The wild sword and armor are all bronze level. An Lak said, which rich guy did you rob? Lam Lak smiled wryly. Why think like that? I got these from killing monsters in the rat plane while leveling up. For the upcoming exam, form a team with me, and we'll make the top 10 universities. Dung Tun grinned ear to ear. An Lak, you really are my big brother. Following the Lum family name is the way to go. Lam Lak pushed him away. Get lost. The Lum family doesn't need you. Elsewhere, Deep Ngung's father was furious. Ngung Nyi, what are you saying? Refusing the Eastern family's invitation. Are you joking? Dong Fung Ha, awakened as an S-level professional, forming a team with him would surely put you at the top. He had already negotiated with the old Dong Fung. Yet you want to team up with that ordinary kid. Deep Ngung firmly retorted, Dad. You're making too much of it. She insisted Lam Lak is my friend and he's very skilled. He soloed the rookie secret realm without lessening Dong Fung Ha's skill. Her father was stunned and couldn't believe it. Soloing a secret realm takes some real skill, probably an S-level professional or at least A-level. Deep Ngung shook her head. No, not A-level. He's a level D pastor. This surprised him even more. A level D pastor soloing a secret realm. Do you think I'm a toddler? You're really driving me crazy. But Deep Ngung's aunt intervened to confirm Deep Ngung is telling the truth. I saw the boy myself, though he looks like a level D pastor, he definitely hides some secrets. Ngung Yi's choice might not be wrong. Hearing his sister's affirmation, he reluctantly nodded. All right, if even your aunt says so, then let him figure it out himself and do well. On the day of the exam at the training tower, the atmosphere was more lively than ever. A cheerful voice echoed from the loudspeaker. Dear viewers, I am Bang Bang, your beloved. I am currently broadcasting live from the training tower. Today, more than 20,000 students will participate in the assessment. As everyone knows, the training tower is one of the 1,000 relics worldwide, a gift to humanity. It is a place that most professionals have to pass through. The tower has 999 floors, and it is said that whoever reaches the 1,000th floor will break the boundary between humans and gods, becoming a deity. But for students, reaching the 20th floor is already a rare genius feat. Next are the three most anticipated professionals. In first place is Mo Dung Tuyet Ngun on S-level Angel. Second is Dongfeng Ha An S-level Dragon Knight, who amazed the entire hall by summoning a giant fire dragon upon awakening. Third is Kim Kak Vosung Trunbing An, also S-level. In the preparation area, Dung Tang had put on the bronze-grade gear gifted by Lum Lak and nervously asked him, "Didn't you say you found the third teammate? Where is he? Only two of us entering the tower is like being a punching bag for monsters. Are you sure he's an outstanding professional?" Lum Lak sat relaxed, playing with his phone, and smiled softly. "Don't be impatient, you'll know as soon as he arrives." Just then, Diep Ngung stepped forward and called loudly, "Lum Lak, so you guys are here. There are so many people I almost couldn't find you." She smiled. "Now our team is complete." Dung Tun widened his eyes and stammered, Lean, Diep Ngung, oh my god." Anlak really pulled the beauty from our class into the team." Lum Lak chuckled. "You don't have to say it like that. Hurry up and get ready. The test is about to start." From above, Dung Fung Ha looked down coldly at Lin Diep Ngung and muttered, "Lin Diep Ngung of the Lin family? How foolish to refuse to team with me." A subordinate stepped forward respectfully. "Big brother, the person you asked for has arrived." Dung Hao Nian timidly stepped up. "Young Master Dung Fung Ha did not expect you to seek me out." Dong Fung Ha glanced at him with an icy tone. "Duong Hao Nian, my father is Duong Thiu Dong, Deputy Director of the Steel Materials Workshop No. 7 in Tanhai City. My mother is Luong Tai Fan, a housewife, awakened to an A-level profession, demon swordsman. Am I wrong?" Duong Hao Nian was startled, sweating slightly. "No, not wrong." He thought silently. This guy investigated my family background. What does he want to do? Is he planning to deal with me? Dong Feng Ha walked on and continued, "I was rejected by someone, now one team is short. Your profession fits to join my group for this contest." Duong Hao Nian was delighted. Really? I agree. Agree 10,000 times." But inwardly he chuckled. "So my two old teammates can't participate, ha, just bad luck for them." Dong Fuang Ha continued, "I heard your school has a hidden profession player named Lien Diep Nung." Hao Nian quickly replied, "That's right. His profession is Soul Frost Maiden." Could it be the young master is watching them? Dong Fuang Ha snorted coldly. "Soul Frost Maiden combines wind, snow, and soul-seeking power comparable to S-level. Unfortunately, she's not smart enough to dare refuse me. A person like that will only be narrow-minded for life. The only girl I respect is Mo Dung Tuitngan of the Mo Dung clan." Duong Hao Nian was startled. Diep Nung chose a group with two worthless guys. Strange she should have better options. Whatever, I'll worry about myself first. But elsewhere, a Mo Dung Tuyet Ngan attendant spoke up. "Miss, don't worry. This time you will definitely be first." Mo Dung Tuit Ngan touched her neck calmly. "What I want is not rank, but the World Artifact Prize for this champion." Suddenly, a booming voice echoed throughout the stands. "All contestants prepare, the competition is about to start." Inside the tower, the training tower gates slowly opened. Lamlak Diep Nung and Duong Tain teleported inside, seeing the vast space. Lamlak exclaimed, "Is this the training tower?" Just as rumored, each floor is an independent world. A pack of monsters spotted the intruders and roared, charging forward. He smirked happily. Finally, some good fighting. Lin Diep Nung did not come to the training tower to stroll, her eyes sharp. She waved her hand to unleash the cold bone ambush skill. An icy blast exploded, covering the monsters in a layer of steel-hard ice, locking them in place. She turned back decisively. "Lamlock, step back so I can protect you." In her heart, she silently regretted that the fighting skill she planned to use was already frozen. Outside the tower, the crowd of spectators held their breath, watching attentively as the tower floors lit up. Each floor lighting up signaled teams advancing deeper, making the atmosphere more exciting. According to the rules, within 12 hours, the team that passes the most floors will achieve the highest rank. Commentator Bang Bang excitedly shouted over the loudspeaker, "This year's contestants are extremely hard-working. Some groups have reached floor 7 at an incredible speed. As expected, leading are the teams of Dong Phuong Ha and Mo Dong Tweet Ngan. But surprisingly, third place is not Tran Bin An's team, but a female ice system student leading. With 1 point, the team sitting behind watching everyone fight. Damn so good. For a freeloader risking a team competition, he's so lazy amazing." Inside the tower, Lam Lak heard the comments coming in, smirking in response. "Diep Nung don't think just because I'm a priest I only bring healing potions. Besides my sister's care, I have no other way, right? But these monsters aren't worth my effort yet." Diep Nung glanced at him, voice stern but with a hint of worry. "No matter what you say, you're still the weakest in the team. You must protect yourself carefully, sit tight." The audience outside buzzed with discussion. One angrily cursed, "Damn it, a freeloader acting like he's innocent." I realized that female student is the eldest young lady of the Lien Lien family, Diep Nung, the school goddess awakened to hidden A-level profession. What talent or virtue does that frost maiden have to be led by her? I'm dying of admiration. Another joined in. According to that knight, she's only C-level, leading 2 useless guys pushing through over 10 floors. The eldest young lady is about to be exhausted, what a pity. Only Diep Nung's aunt sat leisurely sipping hot coffee, maintaining composure amid the whispers. Hearing the crowd, she smiled, useless. If someone like him can break through secret realms alone and be useless, then 99% of these contestants are even more useless. Yes, Diep Nung, you've only helped me this far. I hope I can bravely pursue my love. 3 hours later, many teams were exhausted, severely injured, and taken out by medical staff. A contestant holding a wound screamed in pain, "Ah, it hurts so much, doctor, save me!" In the stands, spectators continued lively discussion. The higher the floor, the more injured and even dead contestants there were. The further you go, the stronger the monsters get. I wonder if anyone broke last year's record by reaching floor 26. After floor 15, there are no more images inside the tower. Everyone kept their eyes glued, eagerly waiting for the results from the strongest teams. The monsters in the training tower were so fierce they smashed all the surveillance cameras unintentionally, giving an advantage to the deep-round contestants to keep their strategies secret. The atmosphere outside the tower was lively like a festival. The audience watched each brightly lit floor intently, anxiously awaiting the developments. Commentator Bang Bang laughed excitedly over the loudspeaker. "Ha ha, Le Diep Ngung's team, who used to be third, has now dropped to 37th place, carrying 2 weak teammates. The fact that they've lasted this long is already amazing." Inside the tower, the air was stifling and the tension suffocating. Lien Diep Ngung sweat beaded on her forehead as she unleashed the ambush skill Han Suong, a terrifying icy blast rising like a blizzard, turning the monsters into glittering frozen statues that could not move. She wiped sweat off and panted wearily. "Damn, this is all I can give." Duong Than was also exhausted, hurriedly comforting the goddess. "You've done really well. Other teams support each other, but we're almost entirely relying on you. Reaching floor 19 is already super strong." Lam Lak then leisurely stepped out from a shadowy corner, his calm eyes hiding sharp confidence. He spoke, "Diep Ngung Duong Ten, switch positions from now on. Let me lead everyone." Duong Ten widened his eyes, voice full of doubt and surprise. "Huh? Isn't our trump card Lien Diep Ngung?" Diep Ngung smiled softly, shaking her head. "What are you thinking? Lam Lak, I solo cleared the secret realm, killed all the monsters. How could I compare?" Duong Than didn't believe it. "Check his info." Duong Than hurriedly checked the team info through the system and exclaimed in shock, "Holy crap, Lam Lak! He's already level 26. That means he solo cleared the secret realm and broke the contestant record. Diep Ngung is only level 18. I'm level 13. Lam Lak, did you really solo the secret realm?" Lam Lak shrugged, smiling faintly. "If not, where do you think the gear I gave you came from?" He touched a frozen monster calmly. "That's right, Diep Ngung. Can you restore this monster to normal?" She nodded, eyes curious. "Sure, but why?" He smirked, his spirit flaring like a blazing fire. "If we release it, what do you think it will do?" Diep Ngung analyzed quickly, voice confident. "Most monsters act in packs. It knows if it can't win, it will run back to call for backup." "What do you want it to do?" He nodded, eyes flashing. "Exactly, let's thaw it and just wait for it to level up." Diep Ngung, though not fully understanding the plan, went along, "Okay. I still don't know what you relied on to pass the secret realm, really want to see you show off." She waved her hand, melting the ice, freeing the monster, which immediately ran away like it was chased by ghosts, stumbling in panic. Lam Lak laughed. That monster runs fast. It must be scared out of its wits. But just minutes later, a terrifying sound shook the space. A pack of fierce Hung Dia Tin surged forward like a tsunami. He was stunned. What's going on? Did it call back up that fast? Duong Then panicked, voice trembling. Oh no, where did so many Hung Dia Tin come from? I cleared the monsters around here. This shouldn't happen. The three immediately took up combat stances, cold eyes ready to face the flood of monsters rushing in. Lam Lak suddenly frowned, his sharp gaze sweeping a dark corner in the training tower where a shadowy figure lurked. He warned, There's someone over there watching us. Duong Than quickly looked where he pointed, face pale with horror. There really is, damn it. Are these monsters deliberately lured here by them to block us? People. This cruel really exists. The Hung Dia Tin grew in number, rushing like a violent flood, suffocating the space and weighing heavily on the three. Deep Ngung gritted her teeth, sweat streaming down her cheek, struggling to use the ambush skill. Han Shuang to freeze each monster, but worried inside, this is bad, can't defend in time anymore. Just as a monster closed in claws aiming sharp at her, a powerful blow from a giant mace suddenly hurled it far away. Deep Ngung turned in surprise to see Lam Lak had activated the ancestral summon skill from his staff along with the savage Crimson Star. A group of lizard warriors appeared, striking powerfully, standing firm beside him. He smirked, voice calm but confident. I was going to wait quietly to level up, but looks like that's not happening. He commanded the group of lizard warriors to charge and sweep through the monsters like a whirlwind. Duong Then gasped, eyes wide. Oh my God, Brother Lak, you have this ability too! A summoned beast that's such a high-quality pet. Diep Nin was also amazed, her eyes sparkling as she looked on. Its like equipment with attached skills, but really powerful. Outside the tower, the three who had lured the monsters stood high above, looking down with disappointment mixed with frustration. This team is too strong, facing the whole monster crowd and still holding the upper hand. The plan to use monsters to wipe out the opponents is ruined. One frowned, worried voice. Wait, something's wrong. Suddenly the monsters are multiplying this much. They're doomed. The three sneered with pride. Hey, this floor is their end point. Let's move on. Hurry up to the next floor. Inside the tower, Duong Then panicked before the huge group of earth beasts, several times larger, voice trembling. Brother Lak, what should we do now? Surely reinforcements for that monster have arrived right on time. Lam Lak stood firm, eyes flashing as if he had anticipated this, his ego waiting for this moment. He raised his staff high, shouting, Black Death, unleashing a wave of pitch-black darkness spreading like a shadow, swallowing the light, causing the monsters to collapse en masse like cut grass. The system continuously announced your team has killed a level 20 Earth Beast, earning 2,765 experience points. Duong Then cheered, voice excited. Oh my God, that's a lot of experience points, just like Brother Lak said, leveling up even while doing nothing. But Lam Lak didn't stop, his voice cold. This level is still not enough. I have to cover the entire floor with death. The black cloud from the Black Death skill spread, drowning everything in deadly energy. The system continued to announce your team has eliminated a level 20 Earth Beast, earning 2,765 experience points. Duong Then and Deep Nin looked up in amazement at the non-stop notifications. Duong Then shouted loudly, unable to hide his astonishment. Oh my God, the experience points keep increasing. Brother Lak, you even have such a wide-range poison release skill. Deep Nin's eyes sparkled excitedly, guessing, this must definitely be a mutated skill. Can it really be this strong? Under the dim light inside the training tower, the air felt suffocating as if crushed by an invisible pressure. Deep Nin stood there, her sharp, cold eyes sparkling like ice and snow, intently watching the earth beasts writhing in pain. She slightly frowned, voice low but sharp. That's not right. This clearly has much stronger infectious properties. Earth beasts usually prey with potent poison. They themselves have superior poison resistance. Just relying on normal toxins can't make them this miserable. Hearing this, Lam Lak's eyes flashed with a mix of surprise and admiration. He sneered, not expecting her analysis to be so thorough. Deep Nin really is smart. He stopped, eyes burning like a flame. This isn't poison, but disease. My skill can spread disease to the target, infecting all cells in an instant. Moreover, this disease is contagious. He pointed toward the earth beasts, screaming. His voice was low but full of pride, not exaggerating. Right now, inside each Earth beast's body are hundreds of millions of pathogenic bacteria. The infection count has surpassed hundreds of billions. The sudden increase caused a qualitative change. This disease is so dense it condenses into a poisonous cloud capable of covering the entire floor. This world. Duongthan stood beside him, face pale. Sweat dotted his forehead as he heard Lam Lak's story. He trembled and shouted, "Oh God, Brother Lak, don't scare me! With so much disease, can we even survive?" Lam Lak glanced sideways, a cold smile briefly appearing. "Don't worry, I have this disease under control. Otherwise, do you think you'd still be standing here?" He looked at Duongthan, voice icy, as if saying, "Those not close to me won't be so lucky. They won't be that fortunate." Without hesitation, he raised his hand decisively like a general on the battlefield. The poisonous clouds silently crept through the space like ghosts swallowing everything in their path. The enemies who had just tried to ambush Lam Lak's group now fled in panic. Their smug laughter turned into pitiful screams. "Haha, tell me, are those three still inside the training tower?" One shouted while running, voice hoarse with fear, "Definitely not." Another replied with broken breaths, "Otherwise the monsters would have eaten everything down to the bones. If we have time to chat, it's better to focus on running faster." The third guy screamed desperately, "I've confirmed the entrance to the next floor. About 10 minutes to go." But just then the sky suddenly darkened. Thick ink-black clouds rolled in, blocking out the light. The whole group stopped, looked up, and muttered, "What's going on? Is it already dark?" But the tone quickly turned to horror. "Oh my God, what is this?" The morning light was gradually swallowed by giant black clouds. The enemies started to notice something was wrong. "Damn it, what the hell is this cloud, poisonous cloud?" One guy coughed violently, clutching his chest, trembling, coughing. "My head hurts, what the hell happened?" "This isn't good, I want to get out!" Another guy shouted hoarsely in panic. "Keep stubbornly going and we'll die for sure. Hurry, get out of the training tower." Outside the tower, the crowd was still watching intently, their eyes fixed on the towering structure. Though they couldn't see clearly what was happening on the upper floors, they buzzed excitedly. "Ha, tell me, how many floors do you think these kids can reach?" According to the records, the highest achievement is floor 26. Someone answered confidently, "But this time it's different. There are 4 S-rank professional contestants far better than before. I guess they can reach floor 27 or even 28. "Exactly," another cut in with a deep voice. "In recent years, monsters in the caves on the coastline and everywhere have become more violent. The pressure on the station troops is greater than ever." Inside the hall, the crowd outside the training tower buzzed, eyes glued to the towering building. Someone spoke anxiously in a deep voice. "That's right, I heard a legendary senior has fallen for real. Hopefully the next generation can grow up quickly." Another nodded and added, "That's why New Sea City offers the World Treasure as a prize to encourage contestants to compete for the championship. But isn't that a bit too generous?" "No, don't say that," another voice interrupted. "There's definitely nothing excessive about it. That World Treasure is no longer intact. For high-level professionals, it doesn't do much, but it's perfect for nurturing the younger generation. It's just making full use of the benefits." "Enough, everyone stop talking," someone suddenly shouted, pointing toward the tower. "Look, the situation inside the training tower doesn't look good at all." The whole group looked up, tense eyes fixed on floor 19. Within seconds, hundreds of contestants poured out from that floor, landing on the ground with pale faces, screaming miserably. "It's so uncomfortable, it hurts so much, my chest hurts so bad," one contestant shouted, clutching his chest, trembling. "Where are the medics? Hurry here, I think I've been poisoned, I'm about to die." The medical team quickly arrived, busy checking the contestants' conditions. A doctor frowned, voice full of doubt. "This poison is very strange, there is no antidote." "But wait, weren't the most toxic monsters near you on floor 26? Could it be that the floor 26 monster ran down to floor 19? How could that be?" After careful examination, an experienced teacher who had been through countless battles stepped forward, eyes sharp as he observed the contestants. He said seriously, "No, it's not poison. The more I look, the more it seems like a disease. This condition is clearly a severe illness, they're all infected." But then he stopped, eyes flashing with surprise. "Right, it's an infectious disease. Judging by the symptoms, it's probably the Black Death. But on floor 19, there must already be an outbreak. But the disease-spreading boss is on floor 50. Could it be a ghost? What exactly happened inside?" A sick contestant with a pale face tried to describe. "I only saw a huge poisonous cloud, then I started having a terrible headache and chest pain. No particularly powerful monsters, on the contrary, dead monsters littered the ground." Hearing this, the teacher nodded gravely. "Is that so? We don't know the cause, but luckily the disease's impact is limited. Moreover, many contestants have passed floor 20, especially those with S-level professions. Currently, the highest reached is floor 26. You could say there's a silver lining in this disaster. In another corner of the training tower on a higher floor, young Master Dong Fuang Ha stood proudly, his golden sparkling gear radiating overwhelming momentum. The team next to Duong Hao Nian couldn't hide their flattery. Young Master Dong Fuang, your equipment is truly amazing. I didn't expect you to have special tools to counter the monster's poison. Now they dare not come near us at all. Dong Fuang Ha smirked, his eyes confidently sharp. With the intelligence resources of the Dong Fuang family, of course, I have prepared fully to deal with monsters on each floor. Handling the monsters on floor 26 is nothing. My goal is to break through to floor 28. Duong Hao Nian nodded repeatedly, his tone even more respectful. As expected of young Master Dong Fuang, truly courageous. It's an honor to be on the same team with you. At the entrance to floor 26, Dong Fuang Ha stood tall, his cold gaze like a blade sweeping through the smoky, toxic air. He slightly curled his lips, his voice low and confident. If I'm not mistaken, only our team has reached floor 26 so far. But don't underestimate the other contestants. Surely someone else is on the same floor as us. For example, Mo Dung Tweet Ngan. He paused, a sly gleam in his eyes. Still, she only stopped here, which is really a pity. In another corner of floor 26, Mo Dung Tweet Ngan and her team struggled to face a tsunami-like wave of monsters. One team member was sweating buckets, shouting out loud. Damn it, there are too many of these monsters. It's like they're here, especially to find us. We can't kill them all, so what should we do? He focused his energy on maintaining the divine protection skill, creating a fragile shield blocking the toxic gas and monsters. Sister Mai, the oldest in the team, gasped for breath, her tired eyes looking at Mo Dung Tweet Ngan. She's exhausted. Tuyet Ngan, I'm sorry, she said heavily. Mo Dung Tweet Ngan shook her head, her gaze steel strong. It's okay. Fortunately, having you helped preserve our strength to the maximum. Next, it's my turn to fight. But right after that, Sister Mai lowered her head, her voice trembling with regret. I have something else to apologize for. Actually, from the start, I applied yellow bee honey on everyone's bodies. It's a highly toxic monster attractant. The monsters will come in increasing numbers. Even you, Mo Dung Tweet Ngan, won't be able to hold them off. The confession stunned the whole team. Mo Dung Tweet Ngan and the others stared in disbelief. Sister Mai hurried to explain, her voice choked with emotion. I didn't want to, but I had no choice. She detailed how she did it. Her regret swelling, then gave a few final reminders before turning away to leave the training tower. Mo Dung Tweet Ngan clenched her teeth, her eyes sorrowfully watching Sister Mai's retreating back, leaving two of them to face the monster storm on floor 26. The remaining teammates panicked and looked at the young lady. What should we do next? Should we just rush outside? Mo Dung Tweet Ngan shook her head, her voice cold but calm. No need. Our current achievement is enough to advance to the individual round tomorrow. By then, I will take back the throne from Dong Fuang Ha. Meanwhile, at the entrance to floor 20, Lam Lak led his team walking leisurely, as if strolling in a park. Duong Than laughed loudly, his eyes sparkling with excitement. Ha, following Brother Lak is really easy. Just a stroll clearing monsters' experience points skyrocketing. Lam Lak smirked, his eyes radiating absolute confidence. Don't celebrate too soon. Wait until we reach the monster floor. Who knows how long that will take. Just keep going straight to the next floor. Duong Than nodded repeatedly, his voice excited. All right, we'll follow you. With Brother Lak, any training tower is as easy as holding up a hand. Let's storm all the way to floor 35, play hard. Deep Nin stood beside them, frowning slightly, her voice worried. Lam Lak's skill is truly godlike for clearing monsters, but surely it has limitations related to defensive magic, right? Low-level monsters on the lower floors have weak magic resistance, so they're easily infected, but later on it definitely won't be that simple, right? Lam Lak nodded slightly, his sharp eyes fixed on Deep Nin. You're not wrong, but the limitations go beyond that. This skill only reaches its full potential in secret realms or dungeons where monsters gather densely. In open space with good air circulation, its effect is significantly reduced. Lam Lak frowned, his gaze briefly thoughtful. Duong Than heard this and looked surprised. I didn't expect there to be this issue as well. If the skill spreads over a wide area like this, killing monsters would affect other contestants. Even if they can leave the training tower to heal before dying, their basic progress would still stop there. He scratched his head, sounding awkward. So not only must we avoid others leading monsters to trap us, but we also mustn't trap others, right? But that's not the main issue. Doing so would offend a lot of other contestants, wouldn't it? Both turned to look at Lam Lak, waiting for his answer. He smirked, his eyes flashing with pride. Offend them in this world of battle. If you don't fight, you die. The responsibility of a profession is heavy. Every path is full of danger. If you can't even endure despair, how can you fight monsters and mutants? Lam Lak's words roared like thunder, making Duong Than and Diep Nin nod in agreement, their eyes brightening. Duong Than patted his chest, his voice hearty. Lam Lak is right. Only someone truly petty would seek revenge on him. I'll be the first to not allow them. Diep Nin also smiled, her voice soft but resolute. Me too. I'll definitely stand by you, Lam Lak. Lam Lak nodded, his eyes blazing with determination. All right, let's move to the next floor. On the 20th floor of the training tower, the peaceful space suddenly shook. Stones flew from nowhere, accompanied by Duong Than's lava skill, shaking the entire area. He stood in the middle of the boundary, shouting provocatively. Hey, look this way, come on over. That was my little skill just now. Going crazy yet? Then come play with me. But this time, Duong Than didn't expect a horde of monsters as numerous as the Yuan army to aggressively chase him. He ran desperately, shouting as he fled. Green bean, bitter herb, crunchy peanut. Lam Lak, you've let all the monsters out. Hurry and poison them, you almost got swallowed alive and expelled right away. Lam Lak looked at Duong Than and sneered at his equipment. Any monster that could swallow him would definitely get constipated. But as soon as he finished speaking, a monster lunged and hissed in his face. The nearby monsters were immediately dealt with by Diep Nin. Her frostlight skill flashed, wiping them all out. She declared coldly, with me here, no one is allowed to harm Lam Lak. The scene of thousands of monsters rushing in made viewers shudder. Lam Lak stood straight, his eyes cold and sharp. It was time to begin. His wide area skill unleashed. Poisonous clouds spread, engulfing the area like a deadly storm. Outside the training tower, the crowd was in an uproar, their eyes glued to the announcement board. Someone shouted excitedly, "Oh my God! Team 5 Dong Phuong Ha and the peerless swordsman Tran Bin An have reached floor 27. The record for Tanhai City has been broken." Who would have thought Team 5 breaking the record would only have 2 people? Another person interjected in amazement. Our profession users in Tanhai City are about to rise. But another voice rang regretfully. Unfortunately, Mu Dung Tuet Ngan, the most highly anticipated, stopped at floor 26. That girl Mu Dung's real ability must be more than that. Could something unexpected have happened? Mu Dung Tuet Ngan stood silently on floor 26, her eyes cold, but hiding an indomitable spark. She told herself in a low, firm voice, "Haha, the world is unpredictable, and life doesn't always go smoothly. This is just a step back. If I can't even overcome this challenge, how can I deserve to be called humanity's prodigy?" She clenched her fist tightly, her eyes flashing with ambition. Not just me, but those oppressed by Dong Phuong. Ha today might become true prodigies like in the past. Lord Lai Sat of Song Long Temple, born a commoner, was once envied and targeted for assassination, but ultimately stood at the pinnacle. The teammates around her were still chatting. Suddenly, someone rushed over pale-faced, reporting Old King Tran, deputy chief of the city guard. Something big is wrong this time. From the 19th floor up, the training tower is filled with increasingly poisonous clouds, still spreading upwards. Everyone was startled, their eyes tense as they looked toward the messenger. "What?" someone exclaimed shakily. In just 4 hours, the poisonous clouds spread from the 19th floor to the 20th, and they're heading toward the 25th floor. But roughly 3 contestants have already been affected. Currently inside the tower, aside from some low-level contestants below the 19th floor, only a few top students remain from the 24th floor upward. How many contestants are there from the 24th floor and above? Someone asked anxiously. Fewer than 100. The messenger's reply made the crowd even more uneasy. What exactly is happening inside? Another shouted, "Could it be a special boss has appeared?" But even a special boss couldn't wipe out everyone from floors 19 to 26. A slow, suspicious voice spoke up. "I think it looks more like a person's doing." Someone infiltrated among the contestants. For 300 years since the disaster, humanity has survived thanks to the protection of the profession holders. But some, either refusing to accept defeat in awakening or seeking greater power, chose to join the otherworldly demon gods. They believe the apocalypse is near, and that dedicating the world to the demon gods is the only way to protect human civilization. These are called the Fallen, always hiding and sabotaging, plotting to overthrow human rule to please the demon gods. Someone frowned suspiciously. If the Fallen were behind this, they'd slaughter all the contestants. Why would they let anyone escape, probably holding back? Another replied, eyes flashing with worry. "I fear the S-rank profession holders are the real targets of the Fallen." "Damn it!" Another cursed, "The training tower is locked down during the exam. We can't get in. We can only put our hopes on those prodigies." After all, if the Fallen want to infiltrate, their level probably isn't that high. They might not be impossible to kill. A determined voice rose, sparking a glimmer of hope. Meanwhile, on the 26th floor of the training tower, Lamlak, Duongtan, and Diepnin had just arrived. Duongtan laughed loudly, eyes sparkling with excitement. "Haha, you've reached level 20 already. Your strength is really something lack. With just your power, you couldn't have done it in 2 more months." Diepnin's eyes glittered proudly as she boasted, "I've also reached level 25. Saying that probably scares a lot of people. Lamlak, how about you?" Lamlak smirked, eyes full of arrogance. "I've reached level 30. I can learn 4 new skills, but one of them is really strange." He paused, his voice lowering with a hint of embarrassment. "Prolific libido, suppression, a mutant skill that fills the target with reproductive desire in a short time. It suppresses reason, exposing desire for any species or gender around, regardless of time, place, or state." Duongtan's eyes widened, mouth agape. "What kind of skill is that?" Lamlak sighed, shaking his head helplessly. "That's not all. The other 3 new skills are just as perverted. There's injecting low-energy forest view disease and poisoned dawn. They're terrifying. Can't I get a normal skill for once? But a good citizen like me has to face these things." Then he laughed, a smile full of the desire to win. "I say that, but of course I'll learn all of them, not missing a single one." Seeing that smile, Diepnin stepped back slightly. "Lamlak, your smile is a bit creepy." Duongtan teased creepy. "It's clearly perverted." Diepnin, curious eyes sparkling at Lamlak. "Hey, did you learn any powerful new skills? I find you really strange." Lamlak panicked and quickly changed the subject. "I think it's better if no one knows." He awkwardly scratched his head, trying to change the topic. Diepnung blushed, coughed a few times, then said, "That's right, Lamlak, you have reached level 30 and can perform the second job class change. Have you prepared the class change book?" Lamlak nodded. Eyes brightened. "It's all ready. Now let's see my job change quest." He pulled a book from his inventory, thinking, hidden job change book reward from the secret realm, no use. Now there's no time to wait. Without hesitation, he activated the book. A notification rang in his head. "You have activated the hidden job change book and are about to start the second job change quest. Please choose 1 second job class. Note that these 2 hidden jobs can only be chosen once. The unchosen option will disappear forever." Before him appeared 2 choices, Dark Sect Leader and Rogue Doctor. Lamlak carefully read the information. Dark Sect Leader is a unique hidden job, the savior of the Empire's dark world roaming at dusk. After job change, all dead souls will roam between the physical world and the netherworld. Previous skills remain intact and become the skills of the Dark Sect Leader. At the same time, gain 10 specialized skill points to upgrade 2 inherited skills. Successful job change grants 10 attribute points. Note that due to close ties with darkness, appearance will take on a corpse-like look. The body permanently becomes a corpse spirit form. Attraction to the dead permanently increases by 10 points, but charm to the living permanently decreases by 10 points. Lamlak thought silently, his eyes flashing with consideration. Truly a unique hidden job, very powerful. But it feels incompatible with my current skills. He turned to look at Duongtan and Diepnung, eyes full of determination. "Which one should I choose? I need to think more." Lamlak read carefully about the second job, his eyes gleaming with curiosity, mixed with astonishment. Rogue Doctor is a unique hidden job, becoming the most evil doctor in history. No regard for promises, with a skill accompanied by special effects. After job change, gain the unique skill Irresponsible Surgery. He muttered, "This surgery is extremely dangerous. The practitioner bears no risk, but the results are uncertain, no responsibility accepted. He can only use it on humans or humanoid creatures with random effects like disablement, deformation, degeneration, organ transplantation." He secretly cursed excitedly. Damn, Rogue Doctor is pretty cool. Even has a gotcha system to spice things up. But the important thing is the gotcha is performed on others, they bear the consequences. I just watch for fun. He laughed loudly. Who could refuse this irresponsible surgery skill? Without hesitation, he activated the choice and chose to change to Rogue Doctor. The system immediately notified, "You have chosen the unique hidden job, Rogue Doctor. You received the hidden job quest Silver Heart. Quest to defeat a humanoid silver boss to obtain the heart. 1-month time limit." Lamlak exited the interface, eyes sharp as he looked at Duongtan and Diepnung. "Next, we have to split up." Diepnung frowned worriedly. Is it because of the job change quest? Do you need my help? Duong Than nodded repeatedly. That's right, Laka. I can help you avoid injuries. It's still better to go together. Lam Lak shook his head firmly. I have to defeat a humanoid silver boss. Going out to find one will be very difficult, easy for others to snatch it. Luckily, there is one in this training tower. He glanced at Diep Nung, knowing she had guessed. You're right, the boss is on the 3rd floor. But going alone will be less dangerous. Diep Nung, still worried alone, is very dangerous. Lam Lak smiled, eyes radiating confidence. If all 3 of us go, the target is too big. I can't take care of everyone. I just have to apologize to you two. Without me, going to the next floor will be much harder. Duong Than pounded his chest enthusiastically. Laka, what are you talking about? No, without you, we would have stopped at floor 19 already, reaching floor 26. Like, this is a big deal. Seeing their support, Lam Lak felt somewhat reassured. He patted Duong Than's shoulder and smiled lightly. Good, then we'll meet again later. But just as he was about to leave, Diep Nung hurriedly grabbed his hand, eyes serious. Wait a moment, Lam Lak. Take this. She handed him a small item urgently. This is a one-time use clone error prop. Carrying it, you can block a critical strike. After blocking it will disappear. You must be absolutely careful. Lam Lak raised his hand to stop her with a determined look. No, this is very important to you too. I won't take it. He thought silently. The substitute amulet is too precious. It can save her life. The family gave it to him. Carrying it is like having an extra life. But Diep Nin shook her head resolutely. You must take it. Your safety is more important. She looked at him with eyes shining with sincerity. Who said you're not the friend I care about most? In her heart, she thought, almost confessed, just now it would be so awkward to say it here. Lam Lak accepted the substitute amulet. Diep Nin finally breathed out and smiled softly. The two turned to Duong Than in unison. Let's go. Duong Than gave a thumbs up with a bright smile. Yeah? The gesture was like a morale boost for Lam Lak. His eyes briefly darkened with thought, but quickly flashed determination. Elsewhere, on a higher floor of the training tower, Dong Fuang Ha's team faced danger. Duong Hao Nian shouted, sweating profusely. Damn, there aren't many monsters usually. Instead, we're directly facing a level 35 Hellhound Elite monster. At this rate, we'll die from exhaustion. Tran Bin An approached Dong Fuang Ha with a deep but meaningful voice. Dong Fuang Ha, it's a coincidence our two teams met. Want to cooperate, save some strength for both sides. Dong Fuang Ha nodded with cold eyes. Okay. The nearest entrance to floor 28 is a lava lake. Follow me, Tran Bin An replied confidently. Let me clear the way. He unleashed the skill Light Illusion Thunder Sword. The sword flashed, cutting the monsters ahead in two. A series of other skills were unleashed. First Step Arrow Demon, Stepping Sword, Chi Triple Shield. The skill light shone brilliantly like fireworks. After fierce fighting, their footsteps finally reached the destination. Duong Hao Nian shouted excitedly, almost at the lava lake, the exit is there. Move forward. Just then, the lava lake boiled as if something was rising. The team startled and immediately retreated. A giant monster roared from the lava-breathing fire at the group. Duong Hao Nian and Trong Mong staggered from the hit. The others, lucky enough, jumped high to dodge. Duong Hao Nian cursed in panic. Damn, it's the floor 27 boss, Hellhound King. Doesn't it normally sleep deeply in the lava lake? Why did it suddenly appear? Tran Bin An frowned. Dong Fuang Ha, your dragon pet provoked the Hellhound King. Their attributes are similar. By devouring your dragon pet, it can evolve. Dong Fuang Ha smirked arrogantly. Let's see if it's capable enough to eat my dragon pet. He glanced at Tran Bin An provocatively. So Tran Bin An, you're not thinking of running away, are you? Tran Bin An snorted lightly, eyes blazing. How could I? You and I are both rivals and friends. So is our clan. If the Hellhound King targets you, how could I stand by and watch? They exchanged determined looks and charged into battle together, roaring, Kill it. In a safe corner outside the training tower, Diep Nin and Duong Than just landed. The atmosphere was still heavy. Diep Nin stood silently, her distant gaze troubled as she thought of Lam Lak. She whispered so softly only she could hear. I touched Lam Lak's hand. His hand was really warm and steady, too. My heart is racing. Duong Than noticed her dreamy expression, curled his lips in a sly smile, thinking, Heh heh, looks like I have to change how I address her. But immediately Diep Nin startled, regaining composure, murmuring, No. Lam. Lak is climbing the tower alone. Why am I wasting time thinking about this? Don't let anything happen to him. Hearing that, Duong Than patted her shoulder reassuringly. Don't worry, sister-in-law. Lak Ka is so capable, definitely nothing will happen. Deep Nin stared at him. What kind of way is that to address me? Duong Than laughed loudly, eyes mischievous. Heh heh. How could a little thing between you and Lak Ka escape my notice? Didn't you even write love letters to him? I happened to find it's in Lak Ka's drawer. He hid it very well. Deep Ngung blushed, her voice trembling with excitement. So did he react at all? Her heart was in turmoil. Lumlak still didn't respond. I thought he didn't care about me at all. Duong Tung scratched his head and continued. During that time, Lak Ka was acting really strange. He kept mumbling about going back having dreams and stuff all day. I kept advising him until he calmed down and even came back to you. He definitely had you in his heart just a blink away. No wonder he suddenly asked for a long leave that year. So it was because of this. Deep Ngung felt both relieved and worried, her eyes sparkling, but she tried to stay calm. Just then, Dung Hao Nian and Trung Meng, both injured and staggering, stepped out from the tower's exit. The crowd stirred. Hey, look, someone else is coming out. It's Dung Hao Nian and Trung Meng. The most anticipated Eastern Ha team has finally started to lose members. Dung Hao Nian saw Deep Ngung and rushed over anxiously. Deep Ngung, are you okay? What floor have you reached? Are you hurt? But before he could ask more, Dung Tun stepped up, blocking him with a fierce look. Damn it, Dung Hao Nian. Who the hell do you think you are to call my sister-in-law so familiarly? Get lost. I'd kill someone injured like you right now. Dung Hao Nian froze, feeling struck by lightning when he heard it from his sister-in-law, stammering Dung Tung. What did you say? Since when did Diep Ngung become your sister-in-law? Dung Tung curled his lip with a provocative tone. The relationship between her and Lak Ka needs no further explanation, right? So, if not sister-in-law, then what? He turned to Diep Ngung with a sly smile. Sister-in-law don't get mixed up with this guy. Just wait over there for Lak Ka. Dung Hao Nian's face turned red with anger as he roared, Dung Tun, what are you saying? Since when did Diep Ngung become your sister-in-law? Deep Ngung also turned back with cold eyes. Dung Hao Nian, if you dare call her anything else, don't blame me for taking action. Dung Hao Nian stepped closer to Deep Ngung and Dung Tang, eyes flashing with sarcasm. Lumlak is just a useless D-level. He thought to himself, Dung Tun calls her sister-in-law and Deep Ngung doesn't object, just calls her by name. Yet she got angry. Could she really accept that? Impossible. He stepped closer to Dung Tun, his tone full of provocation. How can a useless D-level pastor be better than me? And a trashy D-level like you dare look down on me? Deep Ngung immediately pressed her sword to Dung Hao Nian's neck, her gaze icy cold. Dung Tung pushed him away, forcefully growling. This guy is useless. The one who got us all up to the 26th floor. You dare call him useless? He pointed at him with contempt. Open your dog eyes and see clearly. Both displayed their levels, Dung Tung level 20, Deep Ngung level 20 Vam. Dung Hao Nian's eyes widened, face pale, when he saw he was only level 17. He nervously asked, so exactly which floor is Lumlak on now? Dung Tung curled his lip, pride shining in his eyes. Lumlak is currently on the 27th floor. And before that, the 26th floor only had 4 people. Tran Bin An, Dongfeng, Ha Kak Tiu, and Feng Nguyen, but they stopped. Dung Hao Nian shook his head, voice trembling in disbelief. No way, no way. Lumlak took you all up to the 26th floor, even went up to the 27th himself. How could that be? The surrounding crowd immediately stirred upon hearing this. Someone exclaimed, what exactly is happening inside the tower? A pastor reached that high. What right does he have to compete for an S-level profession? Another person cut in suspicious tone. Nonsense. Pastors are just healers protected by the group. What right do they have to lead others up so high? Cheating, definitely cheating. Another voice rang out angrily. Seeing the tension, a few people approached calmly. Dung Hao Nian, come with us. The deputy city leader wants to see you. Dung Hao Nian trembled, full of worry, as he was led to meet the elders. These people were all big names he'd seen on TV. Why are they looking for me? I didn't do anything wrong. He swallowed dryly, trying to stay calm. A senior spoke up in a gentle tone. You don't need to be nervous. We just want to ask if you noticed anything unusual from the 27th floor down, like toxic smoke or something. Duong Hao Nian shook his head, voice a bit shaky. Toxic smoke? No. The unusual thing was the slanted king sleeping deeply. Suddenly woke up, then was seriously injured by our team and ran back to the magma lake. If not for that, I could have reached one more floor. The seniors exchanged glances and began to discuss. One spoke in a low voice. Dong Fuang Ha in Duong Hao Nyin's team is the fastest, and she wasn't poisoned, so the Black Death didn't originate inside the tower. Could it be a contestant or a follower who brought it in? Suddenly, someone ran over with urgent news. Everyone the Black Death poisoned suddenly stopped at the 26th floor and didn't spread any further. The crowd outside the training tower was still buzzing. Someone exclaimed in surprise. Besides Dong Fuang Ha's and Tran Bin An's teams, who else reached the 27th floor? What's his profession? The messenger hesitated, voice full of disbelief. His name is Lam Lak, profession is a grade D pastor. The senior's eyes widened in disbelief. Someone growled, what a pastor reached the 27th floor. Don't even mention a contestant. Even a senior pastor can't unless guided by a warrior. Another frowned, voice thoughtful. I have an impression of Lam Lak. It seems he's on the same team as that little girl from the Lin family, but even with her, he shouldn't have reached the 27th floor. Duong Hao Nyin interrupted, voice full of suspicion. You're not considering everything. Lam Lak's team was also held back by a grade C magma technician. Logically, they shouldn't have passed the 20th floor. Cheating it must be cheating. You all need to investigate thoroughly. The Vice City Lord pondered, eyes sharp. Oh, he thought the training tower is a miracle granted by the gods. The worst cheating would be preparing some special props to deal with monsters, but that alone can't help a pastor achieve such results. He turned to the other Vice City Lords. What do you think? One answered cautiously. I think this kid has some special tricks. Maybe a follower, but it's too early to conclude. We need to investigate Lam Lak carefully. Meanwhile, in another corner at the same time, Diep Nin entered Ms. Than's room, eyes full of worry. Ms. Than signaled gently. Nin Yi, sit down, dear. Diep Nin sat down, heart uneasy. Ms. Than looked at her, voice low. The Black Death poison was Lam Lak's trick, wasn't it? Diep Nin was startled, eyes wide with surprise. How did you know? Ms. Than smiled faintly, analyzing. Just a guess. From the 19th to the 25th floor, many were poisoned, but your team was unharmed. Moreover, Lam Lak once single-handedly opened the newborn secret realm. Who else but him? Everyone's in chaos because of the poison, but with thorough investigation, the mastermind will be found sooner or later. Among the poisoned contestants, many come from noble families who had to withdraw early because of Lam Lak, resulting in lower than expected results. If the truth comes out, they'll go crazy trying to retaliate. Diep Nin, worried voice trembling. So what should we do? We can't let anything happen to Lam Lak. She said that surely there was a plan, right? Ms. Than nodded, eyes glinting with cunning. Yes, there's another way. She leaned close to Diep Nin's ear and whispered the plan details. After a while, Diep Nin anxiously asked again, Do we need to tell your father about this? Ms. Than raised her hand to stop, her voice firm. No telling. Your father won't understand. If he knows, he'll definitely try to stop it. Diep Nin nodded, thinking, For Lam Lak, I have to take the risk. Her eyes sparkled with determination. Meanwhile, inside the training tower, Lam Lak stood among the monsters, eyes cold and sharp. He had just showcased some new skills. The poisonous clouds spread, making the monsters scream and writhe. His eyes flashed with surprise as he looked at the hellhound pack ahead. Their postures could only be described as a fierce showdown. He laughed teasingly. Oh, a bunch of male dogs playing this wildly is truly ugly. The technique to stimulate reproductive desire is really strong. Suddenly, the ground shook. Flames trembled and magma surged violently. A roar echoed. The Hellhound King boss, who had been sleeping soundly, was awakened. His fiery red eyes focused on Lam Lak. Lam Lak frowned and stepped back calmly. Hellhound King. It's not normal for it to sleep all the time. Why is it appearing here? Observing closely, he realized the boss was severely injured. Its fur singed, and it staggered as it walked. He didn't know who had attacked it, but it ran back from the magma pit, and now jumping out here seemed like it wanted to take out its anger on him. He curled his lips with cold eyes. But unfortunately, you picked the wrong opponent, buddy. This injured boss, I'll take care of it. Lam Lak pulled out his staff, his fighting spirit flaring up. The Hellhound King growled, beginning to condense magic, preparing to attack. He sneered, You still plan to accumulate magic to fight me? Not a chance. He activated the mental skill, which causes targets to forget or misremember two skills they had mastered for a short time. In special cases, this skill causes a magical backlash, making the Hellhound King suddenly blank out, forgetting how to use magic. Lam Lak seized the opportunity and shouted, While you're sick, I'll take your life and give you a painful meal. A series of skills unleashed like a storm: acute gastroenteritis cracking spell fever, blood spell pain, amplification spell. A torturous combo making the boss scream. He laughed loudly, full of pride. This painful meal is specially made for the boss. Guaranteed to send you straight to the blue sky. The Hellhound King writhed in extreme pain, trembling all over as it retreated back into the lava pit. Suddenly its eyes turned red, its fighting spirit flaring fiercely. Lomlak frowned, thinking, could it be entering a berserk state? But unexpectedly the boss turned quietly and slipped away. He was stunned, then laughed. What a trickster pretending to be berserk to escape. Really a sly dog. If you fooled me, I'd have no face to see everyone. Not letting it escape, Lomlak used the chaotic mental skill. Invisible hands seemed to grab the boss's mind, making it confused and attack everything around it uncontrollably. The Hellhound King howled and charged into the smaller Hellhound pack, still absorbed in sword fighting. The smaller dogs were confused as the boss attacked them relentlessly. After a chaotic fight, an explosion erupted from the lava pit. System notification: you have killed the Hellhound King. Gained 77,500 experience points. Level increased to 31. One fixed attribute point increased in all 4 directions by 1. Gained 4 free attribute points and 2 skill points. Received Marting a dagger before burning along with many other items. Lomlak carefully examined the items just received, his eyes sparkling with satisfaction. High-level demon essence. The life essence of the boss. Very versatile. Used as material for forging equipment formations and many other things. He moved on to the next item, the Flaming Shield, a bronze-level skill book for the mage class, which can summon a fire shield using magic power, providing defense while burning and counterattacking. Finally, the Burning Dagger, a silver-level equipment with plus 15 strength and plus 30 spirit. Comes with the passive skill, Fire Poison, causing burning damage to enemies when attacked. Usable by all classes. He curled his lips in a proud smile. Not bad, quite a lot of good stuff. Could I really be the first person to kill the Hellhound King? Seems possible. After all, this kind of boss that you can't beat and just run away is really hard to kill. He glanced at the time, his expression turning serious. Only 2 hours left until the test ends. Need to hurry to floor 30 to do the job transfer quest. Meanwhile, in room 902, the atmosphere was solemn. A subordinate bowed his head, reporting, Miss, after Li Mai left the training tower, we don't know where she went. We couldn't find her. Mudong Shuiyin sat in the chair, her eyes cold as ice. Trying to hide from me. Ha ha! I thought she was worthy to be my confidant. But in the end, she's just a mediocre person. She clenched her fists, her voice sharp. Cancel all her father's positions. Cut off all the family's financial resources. I want Li Mai to disappear from Xinhai City within 3 days. Understood. The subordinate nodded and replied, Understood, miss. Also, I have handled the training situation. Now I will send the information over. Mudong Shuiyin folded her arms with an indifferent tone. No need. Surely Dongfang Ha is first, then Tran Bin An. Nothing worth watching. But the subordinate hesitated and carefully reported, Miss Tran Bin An and Hoch Thieu have left the training tower stopped at floor 28. Currently, besides Dongfang Ha on the 28th floor, there is also Lam Lak, a level D priest. Mudong Tuitngan held the person, her eyes flashing with surprise. A level D priest, reaching the 28th floor. Is there even this matter? She frowned, mumbling, I have some impression of him. Seems like he's in the same squad as Diep Nguyen. Suddenly, she seemed to realize something, her sharp eyes. Wait, in the training tower, a poison agent appeared combined with time. Perhaps the poison agent is Lam Lak's ability. She pondered silently. Diep Nguyen and I have had little contact, but are somewhat acquainted. She is the daughter of a great family. Her temperament is like an ordinary girl with no scheming, kind as water. Lam Lak is valued by her. Seems she has good judgment. But he really has potential. She turned to her subordinate with a cold tone. Miss, do you think Lam Lak is worthy of being a fierce rival? Mudong Tuitngan curled her lips, her eyes full of arrogance. Just having poison agent ability is not enough. After all, Lam Lak's poison disease is limited by space and density. Outside, it's hard to create a large-scale effect. But if he also possesses skills that are harder to deal with. Haha, just a petty level D priest, yet he piques my curiosity. Outside the training tower, the crowd was still lively discussing. Someone shouted disdainfully, I spit on that priest! Reaching the 28th floor alone must use special tools. After all, he's on the same team as Lin Diep Nguyen from the Lin family. Another nodded. That's right. Even families with abundant resources find it hard to achieve that. Just then, Diep Nguyen walked by and heard the chatter. She stopped, and with sharp eyes shouted, "Nonsense, Lam Lak has no reason to cheat." Duong Than quickly pulled her, teasing, "Sister-in-law, your words won't work. They're just avoiding the truth." Ko Than, walking with Diep Nguyen, spoke thoughtfully with spirit. Right now, Lam Lak probably won't just break the record of Tanhai City, but might surpass even the capital's students, becoming the national top scorer. Diep Nguyen looked at her in surprise. "Are the capital's students that strong?" Ko Than nodded with a deep voice. "Of course. Tanhai's record is only 26 floors, but in the capital the record has reached 29 floors. The record holder is Trin Min Sam, a professional mage originally from Tanhai. Unfortunately, a few years ago, the Trin family faced a crisis. The whole family fell apart. The survivors were forced to leave the capital and become vassals for other families. Trin Min Sam was among them." Diep Nguyen curiously asked, "Did you know him back then?" Ko Than waved her hand, her eyes briefly sad. "Old story, don't mention it, but our Lam Lak from Team Long might just win the world's rare artifact." Both Diep Nguyen and Duong Tan were stunned as they said in unison, "A world rare artifact." Ko Than smiled. "You don't know. The champion this time will receive a world rare artifact as a reward." Suddenly, their teacher ran over urgently from afar. "Lien Diep Nguyen Duong Tan, I didn't expect you to reach the 26th floor." The teachers are very surprised, but there's one thing to note. Many people have been inquiring about you. The Education Union, the City Hall, and even some major families have come to ask. I'm being cautious. Duong Than pounded his chest and laughed loudly. "Teacher, rest assured. Lam Lak already mentioned," he said. "Just leave everything to him." On the 28th floor of the training tower, Dong Phuong Ha was panting, sweat pouring down. Around him, fierce monsters surrounded the level 40 Beast King female and the level 42 Blood Willow Tree. He gritted his teeth, eyes blazing. "Damn, I didn't expect the 28th floor monsters to be so strong. I almost lost my life. What now? Do I really have to stop here?" He clenched his fists with an indomitable tone. "No way, Dad." Dong Phuong Ha had vowed to surpass Trin Min Sam from back then, to prove the Dong Phuong family is #1. Dong Phuong Ha stood in the middle of the 28th floor of the training tower, his breath-faint sweat beading on his forehead, his eyes burning with an indomitable flame, though his body was exhausted after continuous battles. In front of him was the territory of Han Bang Thiem Thu, a land so cold it pierced to the bone, where the vast lake surface was frozen shimmering silver under the dim light of the tower. "As long as I cross this ice lake, I can reach the next floor." He clenched his fists, murmuring with determination. "I cannot give up." He crouched low, crawling close to the ground cautiously to avoid detection, every movement as light as a ghost passing by. But his heart could not help but be tense. Suddenly, a fluttering sound echoed, accompanied by a strong gust of wind. A giant divine female eagle beast flew by its huge wings, blocking the light and casting a deep shadow. Dong Phuong Ha, stiffened, heart pounding, thinking silently, "I've been discovered. Is this the limit of me, Dong Phuong Ha?" He gripped his weapon tightly, ready to face death. But unexpectedly, the divine female eagle beast stopped midair, ears perked up as if hearing a call from its companions. It turned its head and flew back the way it came, leaving Dong Phuong Ha in a daze. He frowned, eyes flashing with suspicion. What's going on? Could it have found someone else? Impossible! Only I am on the 28th floor. Curiosity surged, and he couldn't help but peek from his hiding spot to carefully observe the scene ahead, leaving him stunned and mouth agape. The group of divine female eagle beasts and blood willow trees, two ferocious monsters, were now entwined with each other in a strange state, the willow vines coiling tightly around the eagles' bodies, making cracking sounds echo through the space. But the strangest thing was the eyes of the divine eagle beasts showed no pain or anger, but seemed to be enjoying pleasure. Dong Phuong Ha mumbled in astonishment. "What is this?" They seemed to be trying to satisfy each other. Could they be fighting? He shook his head to correct himself. "That's not right with this posture. They clearly seem helpless, like they're playing." But the next image made him almost refuse to believe his eyes. A figure walked confidently through the chaotic monsters, looking as relaxed as if strolling in his own garden. Dong Phuong Ha squinted, heart-stirring. "Wait, That's a student. Could all this be caused by him? Lam Lak was walking through the monsters with a sly smile, eyes glittering with pride. Wow, gender change works too. This kind of gender change might be much simpler than expected. The plants and animals really know how to play. The spraying of resistance powder technique is truly terrifying. He shook his head teasingly. Normally, I'd take advantage of these chaotic monsters to gain some experience, but there's not enough time. Better to keep going. He waved his hand, releasing poisonous clouds from his doctor skill, causing the monsters to become even more chaotic, screaming and writhing. Dong Feng Ha hid in the shadows, clenching his fists, eyes flashing with jealousy and determination. What is his profession? Looks like a pastor, but how could a pastor have such twisted skills? It must be a hidden profession never seen before. He gritted his teeth, thinking, I can't let him go further. He sat down, looking at the dragon pet beside him, voice low. Sorry, dragon pet. I have to trouble you a bit. He took a glowing red pill from his inventory and gave it to the dragon pet. He mumbled helplessly, I heard this place was originally a normal lake turned into a frozen lake below zero by Hanbang Theme Thu. Adventurers entering here would just freeze to death. He opened his system's sharp eyes, scanning the information. Going around took over an hour. Time is running out. I have to find a way. He recalled the defensive skill from Hellhound King, smirking confidently. A pastor like me with the boss's defense skill can give it a try. Lam Lak stood in the freezing area, eyes sharp, scanning the system interface without hesitation, selecting to learn the skill Blazing Flame Shield. A notification immediately appeared. You have learned the skill. Antibody method to eliminate bacterial hormones, level 1. 4 mysterious passive skills. Swallow any energy elements near the body producing antibodies with active reaction attributes that release a magic shield condensed into a protective body while creating a reaction effect. Immediately after notifications sounded repeatedly formed, cold resistance antibody +1. Formed cold resistance antibody +1. Formed cold resistance antibody +1. The system sound was like a victory tune, making Lam Lak's body gradually warm, the bone-chilling cold fading away. He laughed, eyes sparkling with excitement. Oh my god, a passive skill with so many effects. My body is no longer cold, so arrogant. Now don't talk about lava lakes, acid seas, or Yumin rivers. I can handle those too. He waved his hand, feeling the newly awakened power, but then shook his head. Those things can wait. For now, I must hurry down to the 30th floor to complete the role change mission. He walked, feet gliding lightly on the ice, looking as relaxed as if strolling on a spring day. But behind, Dong Feng Ha silently followed, breathing heavily from the harsh cold, clenching his fists, eyes full of jealousy and suspicion. What on earth is up with that guy? We had to prepare flintstones to resist the cold before daring to enter here, yet he was calm and carefree as if nothing was wrong. He turned to Long Sung beside him, his voice low. You're a dragon. This slight chill is nothing. Once you swallow this spiritual pill, your bloodline will ignite. Your combat power will multiply tenfold in 10 minutes. The Long Sung growled softly and swallowed the glowing red pill. In the blink of an eye, its body swelled, dragon scales shimmering with a golden hue, its aura exploding like a flame. Dong Feng Ha curled his lips, his eyes cold. Go kill him. There can only be one champion. That's me, Dong Feng Ha. Long Sung obeyed, its massive wings flapping fiercely as it charged straight at Lam Lak at a terrifying speed. Lam Lak was running on the runway, still looking calm, when he heard a strange sound. He turned, his head, eyes flashing with surprise as he saw the giant dragon rushing towards him. A dragon! Isn't this place supposed to have only Hanbang Theme Thu? Where did this dragon come from? He jumped aside, narrowly dodging the attack, then frowned, thinking, I think there's a contestant with a Long Sung, if I'm not mistaken. It's that famous Dong Feng Ha. But we have no grudge, so why attack me from behind? He shook his head. No need to overthink. No hesitation. Lam Lak swung his staff to summon his army. The lizard warriors charged forward. Give me lizard warriors with tough, scaly skin and fierce eyes. They immediately charged at the dragon without fear. But Long Sung was no weakling. It swung its tail, knocking 2 lizards away like breaking dry branches, then breathed icy breath to blow away the rest. Lam Lak stood behind, his eyes flashing with calculation. Sure enough, lizard warriors are no match, but just holding it back is enough. Lumlock slipped past the growling Long Song without hesitation, swinging his staff to unleash the brutal strike skill. A burst of energy exploded straight at the dragon, making it roar in pain, blood splattering from the wound on its scales. But Lumlock frowned, voice full of amazement. That's all the damage I can do. Its defense is really high. He muttered, eyes flashing with caution. If this dragon appears, Dongfeng Ha must be nearby. Just don't know where he's hiding. Just then, his lizard warriors were knocked flying by Long Sung and fell motionless. Lumlock did not flinch, curling his lips. The lizard warriors were killed, but I will use this dragon to make the enemy tremble. He raised his staff to cast the Chaos Mind spell. Invisible hands rose as if trying to choke the dragon's mind. It screamed, its body trembling, its blood-red eyes becoming chaotic. Suddenly, the dragon turned its head and mistook Dongfeng Ha, who was hiding nearby, as the target and fiercely charged to attack. Dongfeng Ha dodged the strike by inches, roaring angrily, "Damn you, what do you want? Hurry up and wake up for me." The Long Sung heard its master gradually regain awareness, turned to look at Lumlock, and roared apologetically. Dongfeng Ha knew he had been exposed, his eyes flashing with malice. He jumped out from his hiding spot, voice cold. "If hiding is revealed, then face me head on. Let's charge together and kill him." Lumlock remained calm, a mischievous smile spreading on his lips. "It's only a little chaos. The dragon's resistance is too high. This is really tough." He glanced at Dongfeng Ha, eyes full of challenge. But Dongfeng Ha said, "You're not that strong." He swung his staff, casting Chaos Mind again at Dongfeng Ha, immediately causing him to stagger, his eyes hazy. Dongfeng Ha looked at Lumlock and suddenly exclaimed, "Huh, why is it you?" But then he regained his spirit and roared, "Yeah, yet you chose to fight me, you're seeking death. Getting to the 28th floor was your biggest mistake." Dongfeng Ha swung his hand, unleashing a powerful energy that shattered the rocks behind and filled the air with dust. Lumlock leaned sideways to dodge the attack. In an instant, his gaze still calm. Dongfeng Ha continued yelling, "There can only be one champion. That person is me, Dongfeng Ha. Lean back, go die." He unleashed the golden spear strike. The gleaming golden blade rushed straight at Lumlock with a destructive momentum. But Lumlock suddenly roared a roar echoing like a dragon. Dongfeng Ha was stunned, not yet realizing what was happening, still laughing loudly. "Ha ha, no matter what hidden profession you have, you can't compare to the Dragon Knight Dongfeng Ha." But at that moment, a figure appeared behind him. Lumlock, using ghostly movement skills, circled behind him, causing the Chaos Mind effect to vanish. He curled his lip, teasing, "Dragon Knight, huh? So where's your dragon?" Dongfeng Ha startled and turned to look at his dragon pet, staggering, stunned by the poisonous cloud from Lumlock's skill. He growled fiercely, eyes bloodshot. "A worthless trash like you dares to do this to me." Lumlock shook his head, voice full of sarcasm. "Your mouth doesn't seem very clean, huh? Don't you know trouble comes from the mouth?" He quietly cast another poisonous cloud skill from the flourishing resistance technique to cover the dragon. He looked at Dongfeng Ha coldly. "Can you still take it, Dong?" Feng Ha gritted his teeth, eyes blazing with anger. "Yeah, a brat like you just took advantage of me being injured to seize the advantage. Don't get cocky, just live well. Wait until tomorrow's solo contest, I'll tear you apart." Saying that, he turned and decided to leave the contest, dragging his weakened dragon pet along. Lumlock watched with a triumphant gaze, curling his lip in a sneer. "Just go back to the city like that and throw in 2 more stupid comments." Lumlock stood there, a faint smile lingering on his lips sarcastically. What a loser, repaying evil with kindness. He didn't even bother to calculate, and even prepared a gift for your dragon. He glanced toward where Dongfeng Ha just disappeared, shaking his head. "I wonder if Dongfeng Ha likes that gift." "Forget it. Let's not mention it anymore. The promotion matter is more important." Outside the training tower, a brilliant light flared from the exit, attracting everyone's attention. The crowd buzzed, shouting, "He's here! He's here!" Another contestant left the training tower and someone else pushed in. Now only Dongfeng Ha and Lumlock remain inside the tower. No one knows who will come out first. A guy sneered, voice full of contempt. "A D-rank priest cheating can't compare to Dragon Knight Dongfeng Ha. The one who fails will definitely be Lumlock." But another shook his head, voice thoughtful. "Not necessarily. Those poison tricks might be Lumlock's tactics. Maybe he's the dark horse of this exam." Another contestant grimaced, growling, "Annoying, it's his tricks that gave me the Black Death torment. If it weren't for that bastard, I would have passed several more floors." He turned to the excited crowd. "Brothers, Let's go beat that brat to death. But as the bright golden light faded, Dong Fuang Ha appeared, face flushed with anger. He roared, "Ha ha! What are you all surrounding me for? Want to fight?" The group ready to gang up itched to move, stammering, "Is that Dong Fuang Ha? He's coming out first again." One guy quickly waved his hands, voice trembling. "We don't dare, even with 100 guts, we wouldn't dare to fight you, young Master Dong Fuang." But then the guy hesitated, pointing at the dragon pet. "Your dragon pet seems a bit off, doesn't it? Looks like it's about to lose its stance." Dong Fuang Ha turned his head and immediately noticed the dragon pet trembling eyes, bloodshot body, exuding a strong, foul stench. Suddenly it couldn't hold back and released a horrible foul breath that spread all around. The crowd inhaled and coughed violently, shouting and wheezing. "So stinky it's enough to kill me." No wonder it's a dragon. The smell is really something else. Someone yelled in panic. "Oxygen mask. Bring the oxygen mask here quickly." Dong Fuang Ha gritted his teeth, face twisted in anger. "You deserve to die. It's definitely because of that bastard. Tomorrow I will absolutely crush him." He clenched his fists, eyes blazing with fury, but had to turn and leave, dragging the miserable dragon pet behind him.